This are getting like you're coming in way faster now. I feel like
coming in
remote Bobby jokes. What's up, guys? It's Gravy Gang Day. It's Gravy Day.
Gravy Day.
Happy Gravy Day to the Gravy.
It's always Gravy Gang Day.
Gravy Gang Day is every day. That is true. But it's Gravy Day. It is Wednesday for us, and maybe not Wednesday for you if you're listening. But actually, I felt like I needed to lead off today's podcast. I got some breaking news for you, and this is specifically for Pat. Notre Dame's Muffet McGraw announced that she is stepping down as women's basketball head coach after 33 years in the position.
No shit. Muffet's gone.
Muffet. Good old Muffet.
Believe it or not, I actually knew who she was. So
I did not, but it's breaking news that came to my phone. So I wanted to let you know that I'm sorry. I know, Notre Dame, I think, won a national title. A couple, maybe.
At some point. I mean, we've been up there like every year.
I knew that. I mean, it's just if they hadn't gotten stumbled up by UConn those few times, what could have been? What could they were they born in the wrong generation? Would Muffet's dynasty have been? Would she have been? I can't remember what the UConn coach's name is. Jim, right?
Gino Auriemma.
Gino Auriemma. Exactly, same thing. Jim, Gino, same thing. So, starting the podcast off with some women's basketball. Don't say
women's college basketball.
Women's college basketball. That's even more niche. I don't know. I think women's college basketball is probably bigger than the WNBA, wouldn't you say?
Yes, because they have the tournament.
Did you watch the draft this week, the WNBA draft?
Did not even know it was going on.
Oh.
Still would not have watched it.
I saw that the Oregon girl got taken first, so that was...
Oh, that's right. I did see that, yeah.
Big news. Robert, your thoughts?
So excited.
Yeah, I don't know what team she got drafted by, but good pickup for them. Good pickup on that part. Favorite WNBA teams? Let's go around the room. We can't say Comets. Comets would obviously be our favorite.
Well, I mean,
Stars.
I run with the
right.
H, baby. If it ain't the H, I ain't going with it in women's college or women's hoops.
I am a fan of the New York Liberty, I guess, because that was the first team that came. Chicago Sky. That's another one. And that is talking women's basketball.
Yeah, I can't name another one. There's the LA Sparks, but other than that, I couldn't name another team.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know if Stars are a team. I just said
it sounds like it is.
Yeah.
And
I don't think there is actually. I didn't even catch that at first.
I did no research, so we're gonna assume that the Stars. Where are they from? What city are they in? Let's just go with that. The San Antonio Stars, right? Because usually WNBA teams are where there's an NBA team, right? There's got to be. All right, now I'm doing
Minnesota
research.
Cheese Ice.
I don't think there's a St. Paul team. I guess the Minnesota Timberwolves, yeah. WNBA.
I don't know. Let's move on.
Well, we're finding out. We're learning, guys. Do we have a San Antonio team?
I think there is.
The San Antonio Stars. Way to go, Bobby Jokes.
Oh, really?
Way to go.
Total shot in the dark.
Next time we need some WNBA news. We now know
Bobby
who to go to.
Jokes is our go-to for WNBA. We're actually going to make that a bit now. Like every podcast you have to. And now in the WNBA, Bobby Jokes, what you got for us?
You got to give us one trivia fact.
Yeah, you just have to tell us one thing that happened. You're like, this team signed this person. We're like, ooh, great pickup. Great pickup by the Sparks.
And the
Really
best thing is, as long as the team names are correct, you can make up names and make up stats, and we'll have no way of knowing.
Does NBA 2K, can you play with WNBA teams? Because I feel like that was like teased as a feature. And if it's not, it should definitely be a feature because like I would love to just play like games against friends and just like you can only pick WNBA teams. That's it. Like all WNBA. On FIFA, sometimes we'll play you can just play like international women's games and it'll just be, all right, Team USA against anybody else. Let's go.
Or you do the if you can play one-on-ones, because Brittany Griner said she could play with DeMarcus Cousins, actually played on the game and watch him just absolutely destroy her.
We don't know that until we've seen it.
Oh, we do.
Billie Jean King, ever heard of her?
Yeah, but when
she won in tennis and beat a man.
Yeah, and he was also like 20 years older than her, and it was suspected that he had gambling debts and threw it to cover his debts.
Was it really?
Yeah, you never heard about all that? Oh, dude, you should look into it.
I just respect Billie Jean King as an icon, you know?
Oh, nothing against
Billie Michael Jean, Jackson wrote a song about her. He was inspired by her. That's it. Billie Jean, tennis, yeah. I think that's how it goes. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Okay, we were wasting people's time. I feel like I don't know. Maybe you're big into women's sports. We are a hit amongst the female community. People forget that. We're very pro women. That's why if you go to PassGaryMerch.com, you can always get. Ladies are going to get a discount. It's a little bit cheaper, $1 off on every order for the ladies because we stopped the wage gap. We fixed that bad boy. Okay, let's get into where you've been, guys. Why don't we do that?
Hey, you, where you been? 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 Where you been at? Where you been? Where you been? Where you gone? Where you gone? Since you been out? Where you been? Where you been? Where you been?
All right, I can go first if you guys want.
Go for it.
I really don't have a ton to bring to the table. I did keep the crawfish streak going, though, guys. Crawfish streak is strong. 14 weeks in a row. Like I said last week, it sucks that I can't really do the rankings like I did last time because it's really just now BB's Westheimer and BB's White Oak that are going back and forth. And they're good crawfish, but it's the point of the streak the last time was so I could go to as many places as I could, and fucking Rona, big fuck you to them for ruining everything. Luckily, they have not shut down crawfish, so crawfish is going strong. Crushed 5 pounds by myself. Pretty proud of it. I'm a little guy. So 5 pounds means a lot. And did that, and then that was pretty much that was the big event, I guess, for me since we last spoke. We did put out that podcast with Cliff Hogg, but we did that before we recorded last week's episode. I have been watching fun show for you guys. If you're you have Hulu or you're looking for something new to watch, Dave, it's Little Dickie's show on FX. Dave. Yeah, it's pretty great. So my brother was like, "Dude, have you watched Dave yet?" And I had not. So Emma and I turned that bad boy on, and man, that's a really fucking funny show. I think we watched all 8 of the episodes that are out now. There's 2 more that are coming out. That was another one of those situations where it's like, fuck, I forgot that this was that we're not ready to go, that's not just a whole bingeable season out for me now. But we're 2 episodes away. It's 30 minutes a piece with ads. So it's really easy to just binge through. If you're looking for something new to watch and you got Hulu, check out Dave. But that's it's pretty good, interesting show. And then I just been playing a lot of Xbox. I pulled a Pat, I like to call it. I was a little bored, and I was just kind of scrolling through the old backwards compatible games on Xbox because, sometimes you can get them on the cheap. Bought Fallout New Vegas. I've already played Fallout 4, and I heard that Fallout was the greatest. Some people were saying said it was the greatest game franchise to a lot of people, but I got into Fallout 4 a lot, and I was like, well, maybe I'll see how the older games are. So I got Fallout New Vegas, and that game was kind of hard. So I kind of backed off and started playing Grand Theft Auto again. So that was $20 that I spent and may never play again.
Yeah, I never got into any of the Fallouts, but I've always heard great things. It's just I'm bogged down by other games, man.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that.
I'll tell you what's fun. If you want to check them out, you'll have to pay now. They used to be free at certain times, but the Telltale series Batman games, it's really if you want to, and it's not really super interactive. So if you want to just space out and just, it's kind of like watching a TV show that every so often has you match buttons to be interactive.
Okay.
But it's it's really cool. So you don't have to get super into it. You can just relax, and it's it's like mixing a TV show and a comic book at the same time.
Okay. I don't mind that. Is it like that Madden? Did you ever play the One Chance or whatever it was on Madden where it was a story mode?
No, because that you were actually playing in the game. This is you're just kind of watching. Bursts. But still, this one you're just watching, and then when an action sequence happens, when Batman's fighting, it'll be press X, press A, press B. That's the extent, and then every so often it'll have you look for clues on the screen.
Okay.
Because Batman's a detective, but it's really good writing. The directions they take some of it are places I've never seen the Batman universe go, with his parents and stuff. So it's really, really cool.
And then I guess everything else I had for my Where You Been, we're gonna cover in Comeback Kid anyway. So that's where I've been. What about you guys?
You go.
Whoa.
I think I told you guys last week that I was going to move stuff from my storage unit into an actual shed this week. I did that. on Saturday and Monday because I couldn't do everything on one trip, and it was really, really scary because I have a king size mattress, not to brag, that like
royalty over here.
I was half in the car, half out, and so the whole way driving back, because it's like a 45-minute drive from the storage unit to my place right now. I was just really scared that it was gonna fall out and like onto the highway and
you
cause
didn't
a
rent a
major
U-Haul?
accident. No, not this time.
Why didn't you get some bungees and put it on the roof?
It didn't have
Seems
the car doesn't have like rails on it to like tie anything.
No, you put it through the thing, and your windows just don't go down.
It's too late for that now.
It's already done. It's already done.
Yeah, and on Saturday I also couldn't bring everything because it started raining, and I had a table that I had in the bed of the truck that got all wet. It was.
Is it like a solid, like regular wood one, or is that going to be probably warping?
I think it already has a little bit of warp to it.
It adds character.
Yeah,
We'll say that.
I've seen some things.
Yeah. Saying it's first house. You know what I'm talking about. It's been through some stuff.
It's got scars. It's got damage. Other than that, you've been watching Westworld?
Dude, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Are you like all caught up on the season?
Yeah, I'm all caught up. I'm enjoying it so far. And there's only like 3 more episodes as of this week, I think.
Is it super hard to follow for you though at times? Like, do you have to go back and watch stuff again? Because I felt like I had to do that. I heard that the second season's not as like crazy as the first season is. Because the first season of Westworld, you're just like, I have like, what is happening? I think this happened last episode, but I'm not even sure if that happened to this guy. And it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. It's very action packed.
Yeah, it gets kind of confusing. I think season 2 is more confusing than season 1.
Okay,
But,
really?
Yeah, this current season, it's not confusing. There's no like, as far as I can tell, there's no like alternate timelines. You're just watching one continuous timeline.
Do you get to go see like the samurai Westworld?
No, in season 3, they're out in the real world.
Oh yeah, that's the one with Aaron Paul's in it, right?
Yeah. Aaron Paul's in it.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So Westworld, you would recommend it, huh?
I would recommend it.
All right, I might have to go back and get onto it.
And I think it just got renewed today for a 4th season.
I like thought it was canceled, honestly, for some reason. Like the first season happened and there was so much buzz about it, and then like the second season I remember came out, and like I never really heard anybody talk about it as much, and I didn't even realize there was a 3rd season until like fairly recently.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna get canceled too because I kept seeing articles saying, "Oh, this week's ratings are lower than ever," but
it's HEB or HBO. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe the streaming numbers are different too.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. And you got to pay for HBO anyway. So
I think I just saw HBO Go is going to be letting a bunch of stuff stream for free right now.
I think
probably
they're doing some things.
They probably are. I know a lot of places are doing that right now.
Like Sopranos was one of them. I don't remember what the other ones were, but
The Wire.
It was just something I scrolled past. The Wire, yeah. Which
Wire.
I still never watched. That's one I need to get on.
Yeah, we should do like a Wire book club, but just a watch club, and we all just watch The Wire and then discuss it.
Like
Yeah, we
Netflix
just
Yes.
pick an old show in every episode. We just got to cover that week's episode.
But one specific episode. Like not the whole, we don't cover the whole series. We just cover like episode 3 of season 2 of The Wire. That's it. It's a one-off and that's all.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
No, but it'd be funny if like we didn't watch any other episodes. We literally just watched that one, and like that's our first watch, like our first attempt at The Wire. We're like, we started on season 2, episode 3, and like, why? I don't know, but I had no idea what was going on.
We could call like a limited run. It's the one episode, but we have like we have 3 podcast episodes, and each podcast covers 10 minutes of that episode.
But they're hour-long podcasts that cover the 10 minutes of the episode that we watched.
Or we just find old
like
shows that only lasted one season, and it's like 6 episodes, and each episode of the pod we just cover one episode of it.
Do you ever do
it's
that?
not something we have to really deep dive into.
Like on Netflix, have you ever watched a show and you don't realize that it got like canceled and then it like ends on a season? You're like, well, that was a shitty ending. Oh, that was it?
We could watch Firefly, and then at the end of it be like, yeah, that show sucked. It's a good thing they canceled it just to piss off Firefly fans everywhere.
I've never seen Firefly, but yeah.
Neither have I, but all I know is that fans super loved it. Fox canceled it after 1 year. Apparently, it was a great show, but it just didn't get ratings.
Remember
And
Last Man
Firefly
on Earth?
fans are super crazy.
The Last Man on Earth?
Remember when
I saw
Robert
one
watched
half
that?
of the first season.
But I remember thinking that. I was like, there's no way this is going to get a second season. And I think it got 3 seasons before they canceled it.
I think it got 4.
It got a couple though. But I remember I loved the premise, and I was like, this will be like, because he was literally, it was like Walking Dead, but just like everybody just went away and died, and then he was
and a comedy.
Yeah, it was like a dark comedy
pool,
about
man.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the poop hole was great. But I just remember like being like Emma and I really liked it, and I was like, this is a weird show though, and I'm aware that it's weird. There's no way that this isn't gonna play. Like there was a show that I can't it used to be on True TV, I think, and it was like not Wilfred, but it was sort of like Wilfred, but like there was an actual dog that was the main character, and it was the dog's point of view and everything. And I was like, that is a hilarious.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's a hilarious idea. And like it only lasted 1 season. I was like, well, I thought that was fucking phenomenal. But like I get that most people aren't gonna watch a show where it's a real dog as the main character. Although Homeward Bound did pretty well, if you ask me. But okay, that's
great movie.
That's where I've been.
Okay,
that's also where I've been.
So I'm gonna bring it back semi to Westworld and transfer Aaron Paul there. I've been continuing to watch Breaking Bad. Except I've been doing a terrible job of it because I think in the last week I've only watched like 1.5 episodes, just because I've been doing other shit. But
so I haven't really been watching Breaking Bad.
I've kind of been watching Breaking Bad. I still love it. Like it's really cool so far. From what I hear, like season 3 is where it really picks up. But I'm in the middle of season 2, and I'm like, this shit's getting going.
Yeah. When Walt throws he goes to the drug dealer's house, throws the thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's when shit starts hit. I remember that's when it's like, oh, okay.
I'm right where he basically just told off the bitch that he was saying was making all the cancer payments. It was like, fuck you, you guys stole my money and my research. And she was like, dog, we've tried to fucking give you money 100 times. We've tried to bring you in the company, and you're just being an asshole. You left me. And he's like, fuck you. So now, and then they sent the letter, and he's got to figure out a new lie for Skylar. That's where I am right now.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it's really good. So that
we're just gonna name this segment what have you watched? Like,
yeah,
that's what quarantine is turning us into. Anywhere. What have you done? But look at it. We're being good people though by not going out and hanging out.
And I've also been going to work every day. So fuck what you just said.
Okay, well, I mean, I have 2. That's just part of it.
But then other than that, just playing a bunch of NHL. I had the playoff push with my creative player. Just won the Stanley Cup. Sure, everyone's super thrilled for me. Thank you. Long time coming. For like 4th or 5th season.
Dude. I mean, I can't think of a better guy for it to happen to.
That and playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, because I'm trying to finish that one so I can then move on to Odyssey. I already played the game in between those 2, but that's it, man. Just working a bunch and really. I've been trying to play Call of Duty, but like by the time I get home, either people's lobbies are filled or I'm just fucking brain dead and I don't want to focus on actually having to play games well. So I just zone out for single player games. Dude,
lobbies and online stuff right now. Like when I'm trying to play Grand Theft Auto, shout out Arena Wars. That's what you should do if you're playing GTA Online. Hit your boy up, A-Town616. If you wanna go play some Xbox Live with me. But like I every time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play online. It's like, yeah, have fun waiting for 10 minutes while we populate a lobby and then do all of this. Like everybody's on it right now. And I know Call of Duty is a very hot one. I feel like more so than GTA. So I feel like Call of Duty is probably just unbearable.
No, the lobbies are quick.
Really?
It's a 150 person game.
Oh, see, okay.
So yeah,
GTA is also, like 20 at a time.
Are you super jacked up? They finally officially announced GTA 6.
Did they? I thought that was a rumor.
No, they announced it. They put a release date on it. I didn't look into it.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were ever going to redo a GTA just because the online aspect of it has allowed them to make like, it's the highest grossing video game of all time. And it's just because you can people pay for shit online all the time.
Yeah.
For that stuff. I guess Fortnite's kind of that way too. You can buy skins and whatnot.
Oh no, Fortnite's got to be the highest grossing video game of all time.
Well, no, GTA's been around longer, so that's probably why. But I know that like last year,
Fortnite made $1 billion in the first year.
GTA's made a lot more than that.
I guess I can see it, but Fortnite has fucking created a science out of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Can you
make it a little cartoony, get young kids that have access to their parents' credit cards, and then constantly release shit that costs a little bit more money than you can make in game.
Can you be like, if you didn't buy anything, can you be like really good at Fortnite, or is it?
Yeah, the things that you buy in Fortnite have nothing to do with gameplay. It's all cosmetics.
Oh, just like I want to wear a Giants jersey.
Yeah, it'll be cool shit like that.
Okay.
So like every so often you can build up the money in game to buy those, but the rate at which they release them, like you got to spend money to get them all. Some people want them all.
The smartest thing that those like video game companies did with like kids is realize that like it's like what Apple does, where you can just have your Apple Pay, you just double click and then it like buys stuff. Like where they're just like, okay, well you're gonna enter your parents' credit card, and then just you hit buy and it buys it. We already got it stored, and like kids are like cool. And then their parents are like, what the fuck happened? Where did $1,000 just disappear to?
Yeah, who was it? Former professional athlete.
Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins. His kids racked up $16,000 in charges.
Can you imagine?
Just on Fortnite.
Like, I don't know how much stuff is on Fortnite, but like, it can't be like that crazy. Like, you don't just spend $1,600 in like one day.
Well, I mean, they were buying it for all their friends too, because that's another thing Fortnite did is that you can buy shit for other people. You can ask people to buy you things. So I'm guessing these kids were like, my parents have money. Fuck it, we'll just buy a bunch for them and all their friends.
Fucking rich kids. Okay, so
so many people have no idea what we're talking about and don't do shit.
Yeah, we were talking a foreign language.
That's how every episode starts right now, man.
Yeah, hey, that's what Pass the Gravy is all about, guys. That's what Pass the Gravy is all about. You know what'll probably help us settle down and probably like get into our groove for the podcast is you're doing it right now, Pat. If you're watching the video version, Pat's drinking a Southern Star Kolsch. You're going with the Kolsch. We've had some Kolsch's here. I think I finished the last of the Kolsch I had around. Right now, I got a red Bombshell Blonde. Speaking of which, it is an election year, and your vote matters more now than it ever has with all the recent events going on. And by recent events, I mean Bombshell Blonde has a second can that you can decide you want to be their go-to. They got the blues, the old school blues you've always seen. Bombshell Blonde and blue cans, like those go hand in hand together.
Blue Bombies, baby.
They got the red Bombies, which is the same beer inside. Just the red can is sexy. And I've got a lot of because the red ones were new, so I bought more of those, I feel like. But like it's growing on me. I think I voted red the last time I voted. I voted blue before. I voted red lately when I voted. Bombshell2020.com. It's time to make your decision. Make your voice heard. Bombshell2020.com. And then I was in the Southern Star store on Friday. I was putting some of my stimulus check, giving it back to the local economy, And Pat's wearing a Southern Star shirt right now. But I went and they've just put out the slacker joggers, basically. The I'm not jogging joggers. And I got the gray ones. I got a nice little Southern Star shirt. I thought you were trying to show me that you were wearing like Southern Star pants, but
no, it's a Bombshell Blonde thing, but I can't.
He's showing us his back for those of you that are just listening.
It's very hard to turn around in this weird setup I have.
But Bombshell2020.com. Go make your vote heard, and it's important. Let's rock the vote, guys, with Bombshell 2020. I'm gonna tell you to go vote red. Let's go vote red right now.
I flipped.
You're blue?
I've been very pro red, but the more I think about it, man, if the Bombie's blue, baby, like. If all of a sudden you couldn't find a blue Bombshell, like that iconic can, I feel like it would break my heart.
I don't know. The red.
That's the last can. I think that's the last can also that still uses the old logo.
That is true.
There's something about it, man. There's something about that blue can.
That's what brought me to Southern Star.
I love the red at first. I love that red
don't know,
first.
We were drinking Bombies on the podcast. Like Pat used to just be like, do I need to pick up beer? And I'd be like, yeah, go get some beer. And he'd stop by the gas station and get whatever he could get. And that was what we would drink on the podcast. And we got some Bombshell Blondes. We were drinking that. Bombshell Blonde, or Southern Star was like, hey, we like what you're drinking. And I was like, hey, it'd be cool if you guys wanted to hop on the podcast. And then just like that, just like that. The greatest duo in podcast sponsorship history happened just like that. And it's been over a year now with Southern Star back in PTG and vice versa. But we love Southern Star. It was my favorite beer. Bombshell Blonde was my favorite beer before we had them sponsor us. It's awesome that like my favorite brewery sponsored us. And now my favorite beer is Bombshell's strawberry Bombshell Blonde. Like that wasn't even around then. That wasn't even around that I knew of. And oh my God, it's the best beer ever. And we love you guys for supporting the people that support us. You get the Kolsch, you got the IPAs. If you got the Conspiracy Theory, the Sebatomico Juicy IPA, you can get the new Le Mot Vivant Bière de Gat. You can get the Oktoberfest Russian Imperial Stout. That's pretty dope as well. The Winter Warmer, I believe, is still available. The Buried Hatchet Stout. All of the things that anybody that drinks beer, no matter what kind of beer you're into, Southern Star has it, and they're going to take care of you. Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the entire world. And we know the tap room's closed, so you can't really go hang out up there, but you can still do beer to go. And I got the times for you right here. 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. Most liquor stores and grocery stores, Randall's, Kroger, H-E-B, I know has Bombshell Blonde, and they have Southern Star products. But also liquor stores, Total Wine, Specs, Goody Goody, all those. They'll have all your Southern Star products as well. If you want to get beer to go, you can go pick it up from the brewery Thursdays, noon to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays from noon to 7, and then Sundays from noon to 6 p.m. Again, that's Thursdays, noon to 6, Fridays and Saturdays, noon to 7, and Sundays, noon to 6 at 3525 North Fraser Street in Conroe. Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the entire world, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy podcast.
You can get some sweet merch, too, like this amazing Southern Star Bombshell Blonde smock that I'm wearing. Alex, I know you said you just bought some of their pajama pants, right?
No, I bought some of the joggers. The inactive joggers. SouthernStarBrewing.com. You can go shop at the Southern Star store. Support local, guys. You can't get more local than Southern Star, the best beer in the entire world. Get you some beer. Get you some awesome merch from Southern Star. And if you go up to the brewery, they're going to hook you up with the merch as well, too. So tell them PTG sent you. Take a picture with the guys in the brewery, and I will hook you up with a PTG shirt. Nobody's done that yet. I don't know why. Send us a picture with you and Keith or Dave or whoever's out there. Be like, yo, pass the gravy, bitches, and tell them PTG sent you, and then we'll send you a PTG shirt. Pretty easy if you ask me. All right, let's get into Comeback Kid this week, okay? You guys ready to do that?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
All right. First Comeback Kid this week. What do we got? We have Earth. Because right now, as we are recording this, it's Earth Day. So shout out to the Earth, and way to go. You did it. Neat. Earth is back.
Another year.
It is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, which is funny because the Earth is not 50. The Earth is older than that, but we've only recognized that it was like a thing, I guess, for 50 years. I don't know how that works, but yeah, Earth Day. Done. All right, next Comeback Kid. Weed. You guys, because it was 420 on Monday, right, guys?
Bro.
Dude, it was dope. 420, yeah. 420 being in quarantine is one, like, that's probably the perfect holiday, if it's a holiday at all, I guess, to be having while there's a quarantine. Because it's like, what do stoners want to do? Probably chill at home. Perfect. Done.
Yeah, that's why I only usually when I work Monday nights, I'll have two other people working with me, taking orders and doing deliveries and stuff. 420 is the reason I only had one working with me.
Huh.
Because we couldn't get anyone else to come in.
That is weird, though, like when somebody takes off on 420, you're like, what do you
Well, it's not like they were even really taking off. Like every night, like that we need people to come in, we'll like in the morning, we'll just send, hey, who wants to work tonight? And that time we only got one response because everyone else was celebrating the holiday.
Hey, I mean, it's legal in a lot of places now. So you don't have there's not an issue. I think in like California, I think the marijuana stores are still open. Like they're essential businesses.
It's legal, but that doesn't mean you can just get high as shit at work.
That's true. Unless
it's like getting
you work
drunk
at a dispensary. What if you work at a dispensary?
No, because you're still working.
Yeah, I guess if you worked at the brewery, Southern Star, they're not all fucked up with us the whole time.
Yeah, because think about even if you work at a dispensary, if you're getting high and you trip and fall and hit your head, that's a legal liability to the company. Because you're allowing employees to be impaired at work.
Right. That's a good call.
That's why, like, even being on a cell phone at work, if you allow your employees to walk around doing that, like, that's a big thing for our owner. He freaks out people. No, because if you're looking at your cell phone, walking around, and you trip and hit your head, it's a legal liability because you're not paying attention. And if the company isn't actively telling you not to do it, you can turn around and sue your company. Like, it's fucked up. Don't be litigious, guys. If it's your fault,
nobody likes the litigious guy. Like, okay, don't be a dick. Another comeback kid is Michael Jordan. Now, I believe it's called The Last Dance. That is a 10-part docuseries from ESPN, and it debuted the first 2 episodes on Sunday. I watched Monday. Oh my goodness, is it cool? And like maybe not for Robert as much, but for like for Pat and I especially, I feel like we were Kobe kids. Like, we grew up like at the end of Jordan's, like, I remember like Wizards Jordan is mostly like what my memories are. Like, and like we knew about Michael Jordan. We knew he was the greatest. Everybody would tell us how awesome he was. We were Space Jam Michael Jordan with Space Jam dust, you know? Like, it wasn't NBA Michael Jordan. It was Space Jam Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's mostly what our age's recollection is.
Where people were like, he's the greatest player of all time. Like, did you not see him against the Monstars? Like, he dunked from like half court. Duh, he's pretty good. Like, that's actually a movie, Alex, and it has nothing to do with how good he really was in real life. You know, and then I mean, we've all seen highlights of Michael Jordan, and he's incredible. But like, this is an entire like breakdown kind of Michael Jordan, as well as the 98 Bulls. Or
the 98 Bulls.
The last group of Bulls when they won their last title with Phil Jackson. And it shows that there's kind of like they had just won their 5th in 7 years, I think. And they were like, should we rebuild, or should we try and win one more? And I don't understand how that was even a question, to be like, should we break down this team that just won a championship, or should we try and go for another one? It's like, I know they were all aging.
Jerry Krause is an idiot.
But it's like, he built the
team. But also, when Jordan says, I'm not playing if Phil Jackson isn't my coach, and your GM's going, well, we're going to rebuild around Michael, and also this is your last year as coach, but we're going to rebuild around Michael. He just fucking told you he's not going to play without him.
Yeah, it was dumb.
How are you trying to rebuild? Like, that
just
fat
MJ
little bastard
was so fucking good, though. And like, I get it. That's like, oh no shit, Alex, Michael Jordan was good. But just like the shit they show, it's like, it's not every highlight that you've seen from Michael Jordan. You know, the shot, not the flu game. That wasn't all just those. It was just the little things he did where he was able to put a team on his back, and you're like, oh, okay, he had no business being in that game. I didn't realize he made a game-winning shot in a national championship game for North Carolina. I didn't realize that until I was watching.
Well, I mean, you're not really a sports guy, so that's understandable.
You're right. I never watched sports, so that was brand new information. But like, I didn't realize it was Michael. Like, just when you say North Carolina, I'm like, yeah, they win all the time. I don't fucking care. Like, I didn't realize Michael Jordan hit it. And then
as a freshman,
and he was like, that was the confidence that I needed to realize that I was going to be a great basketball player. And I was like,
I didn't know,
he was kind of mediocre to himself until then.
I knew he scored 63 on the Celtics in the playoffs. Which, by the way, in itself is a crazy stat because it was prime Celtics. What I didn't know,
McHale, Larry Bird,
4 Hall of Famers on the team. What I didn't know was the game before he dropped 55, and I also didn't know that this was coming off a season where he was injured for 90% of the season.
Broke his foot,
and also he was coming off of minutes restrictions when he was allowed to play. So it's not like he was in full playing shape. They were trying to lose by putting him on minutes restrictions so they could get a lottery pick. And Jordan was so good, he's like, oh, you're going to give me 7 minutes a game? I'm going to fucking go off for 7 minutes a game. So then when they make the playoffs, they're like, well, fuck it. We can't make him not play. And it's also funny because their team won 30 games that year and made the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how the East has been, though. Like, honestly, like the East, there were a couple of seasons where there were like 2 teams that got in with losing records.
But 30.
Yeah.
30 wins. Like, that was just a crazy lopsided year. But like I said, that's also was during prime Celtics. So the Celtics were kicking the shit out of everyone. They had a couple
and
top
Lakers
teams.
Too, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those are different divisions.
Right. No, but I'm saying like those are probably like the 2 best teams, and they just destroyed everybody else. And there was probably no parity other than that.
This is right before the bad boy Pistons.
it was just crazy, like watching just like from like we grew up in the 90s, but like just the 90s like dress that they had and just the stuff. You're like, man, it looks so old, but like I remember the 90s.
The baggy ass suits.
Yeah, dude, like it was like they went to like big and tall stores and we're like, all right, just give me that blanket and I'll turn it into a jacket. You're like, what is that?
It was almost the exact opposite, or not the exact opposite, because I think early 2000s were when the suits were the baggiest. But to where it is now, where everything's super tight.
I think early 2000s when they had the tails, like the tails was big.
It was crazy. But just seeing, like, knowing everything about Jordan, but actually seeing it now during all this stuff, and like watching Jordan just dominate, like in more game clips than you've ever seen, because everyone's seen like the major Michael Jordan stuff, but just watching the way he hung up in the air is fucking insane.
Was it, and like, you know how like people are always like when you don't make a team or something happens when you're younger, they're like, hey, well, you know what, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team, and you're like, yeah, cool, you're right. If Michael Jordan got cut, and like just I could be as good as Michael Jordan at whatever I'm trying to be good at. And then they interviewed his coach on this one, and I was like, okay, like I'd like to hear his like why like imagine being that guy though for the rest of your life. I was like, I cut Michael Jordan. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah, he was also 5'8" when I cut him, and then he grew 4 inches over the summer.
He grew like 4 inches, and it was like 6'3" when he came back. It's like, oh well, also it helps to grow 5 inches over a summer too if you want to be an athlete, especially in basketball.
Nobody brings that up. That when Michael Jordan was cut,
I didn't know that was the case.
He was a very average to under average height person.
Was still good, but yeah, he just didn't have the didn't have the ability.
5'8".
And then he was like, yeah, then over the summer he grew. I was like, I feel like we should hear about that more. Like,
first time in my life I've ever heard that.
Kids, all you gotta do is just grow 5 inches. You can do whatever you want. It was weird. I was like, yeah, well, that would probably help him.
Anytime you can grow 5 inches, the world will open up for you.
A lot of times, yeah. There we go. I see what you did. So yeah,
he was a grower.
The Last Dance. He was a grower and a shower, which is very rare these days. Yeah. So like the Last Dance. If you haven't watched that yet, you should definitely check it out. They got the third and fourth episodes coming out on Sunday again. So tune into those if you haven't watched it, because it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And Robert, I know you're not a huge like basketball guy, but I think you would enjoy it too. I don't know if you would enjoy it as much because like Michael Jordan was like you mean everybody knows who Michael Jordan is, but like it just may not. I don't know. He was Space Jam Michael Jordan to me, and it was like, oh yeah, that's why everybody thought he was the fucking best. And then like it was funny. I saw
one of the worst takes I've ever seen off of this today. I'm scrolling through Twitter and I see some girl had commented, "Y'all freaking out over this MJ documentary like he's Beyonce." And everyone just jumped down her throat like
that didn't go well, did it?
Did you just compare Beyonce to Michael Jordan? Just Michael fucking Jordan. Yeah, Beyonce's big.
Is Beyonce the Michael Jordan of female?
No.
Is hip or pop artists? Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
Think about how big not Janet Jackson, Whitney Houston was in her prime. It's different now because you add social media into it. But just the absolute powerhouse, like if you want to even go with like Celine Dion, she was fucking like French Canadian. French is her first language, and it's just an absolute powerhouse. Like Christina Aguilera, Britney fucking Spears would probably be the one who just torched everything and took over.
I mean, I feel like before that it'd be like Madonna, like Lady Gaga. I think kind of
Madonna. That's it. I wasn't going back far enough. Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna was like a pop star. Madonna was like the OG pop star, I feel like.
Shit, even more so than Beyonce, I would say would be Shakira, because not only did Shakira have such a huge run in
worldwide, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, worldwide. And MJ was worldwide.
Yeah,
it's also the everything Shakira releases in English, you can think she can double release in Spanish and sell twice as much around the world.
So was Shakira the pit bull?
Oh, Mrs. Worldwide.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to say so. You have to say so. Is Pitbull bigger than Jay-Z then?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Do you think more people know Pitbull than Jay-Z around the world?
No.
Dude, I don't
think so. I don't think so.
No, dude.
Oh, you're right. Maybe right now, but I bet in 5 years, 10 years.
That's Hove, bro.
I'm
well, yeah,
Team
because
Jay-Z over
Jay-Z's
Pitbull
not really
every
releasing
day.
shit anymore.
He's producing shit, dog.
But he's made some. But it's producing is one thing when you're the one actually with the name on the music and it's you on the track. It helps propel you. Now, Pitbull's never going to reach Jay-Z's level of money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, well, let's move along. The next comeback kid we have is face masks. Face masks are making a comeback because I think it's like rules. Like there's a rule that we have to wear face masks out in public.
I don't think so. I think it's just encouraged. Okay, it's not an actual rule yet, but
it might be a rule. And then my favorite.
I mean, it might be coming forward, but
like, okay, so one, I understand that like this economy being shut down is not great for everybody. I understand that. I also understand that like we're fighting a fucking virus we've never ever like had. Like this has never happened before. So like, let's just fucking, I don't know. I'm cool with just following the rules and trying to be socially distant, not go out there. There's a lot of people that are like, I have the right to peacefully assemble. I'm going to go protest with 4,000 other people, whatever. And it's like, tight. Now all of y'all could catch it. So that's cool. But then my favorite thing was like right after it was like, oh, Houston, whoever, Lena Hidalgo is supposed to make a requirement that you wear face masks out in public. And then the first thing was my body, my choice. And I was like, that is hilarious. That's hilarious.
Here's my question. Like, if you have to go somewhere and you don't have one, how are you supposed to get one if you can't order one online?
Like, what if you just pull your shirt up over your nose? And I'm like I'm doing that right now. If you're just listening, like, is that not a face mask? Like, I covered it up, done.
Yeah,
like if a cop confronts you, one, aren't you supposed to aren't nonviolent criminals supposed to be released from jail? Like they released a lot of them, and like they're not supposed to arrest you for something that's not like a violent crime. So then like you're not gonna get arrested for it. Maybe you get a ticket, which would still.
Yeah, you probably get fined.
Yeah. I guess so. Never mind on that one.
Like at work, we're wearing them now. So like, my boss had brought in a couple of those, little medical blue ones or whatever. And exactly what Robert's wearing. Or Alex is wearing.
Robert now.
If you're, looking at the video, but, at the end of, one shift, one night, I broke the band on one of them. So the next day I came in and I had to use just one of our cloth napkins. Problem with that was it wasn't quite big enough, so whenever I put it on and wrapped it around, it was just fucking squeezing my nose.
Whose fault is that? It's your nose.
So then what I did is I just found a clean shirt and I brought it with me and I was wrapping the shirt around my face. So like, is that okay? Does that count as a mask? Because I'm rolling up the shirt and putting it over, so I'm actually putting more layers between. But I feel like some dickhead would be like, no, that's not acceptable. It's not a mask. Bitch, it's covering my face. It's a fucking mask.
I mean, there are a bunch of like how to like make it out of t-shirts. People just have cloth masks. So I think just just t-shirts fine.
A handkerchief.
Like a bandana.
You can't even find bandanas right now, man. Like I've been going online looking at Walmart and stuff, and they're like, yeah, dude, we're out. Fucking bandanas.
That's why you should have bought an altitude training mask like I did, and then you could talk like Bane, which is.
Oh, I've been working on that. We'll get to that later. Not an altitude one, but I've been working on getting masks.
I don't know. Like, it is weird. Like, I think I talked to you. I don't remember if I told you guys last week. I went to the eye doctor and didn't have a mask, and then the next day, like, she brought me one, and I felt like the first day when I was in there, she just thought I was like the grossest human being ever because I didn't have a mask, and I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't think about it. I don't know. But like most places you go into, most of the employees are wearing masks. If it's like a liquor store, is really the only place I've been to, I guess. Like they all had face masks on. They had the little shield. You had to put your card up to the window or whatever, or to the plexiglass to show them your ID and all that stuff. So like,
actually, at the liquor store today, they didn't have the shield, and the guy wasn't wearing a mask.
Really? I mean, I understand asking people to wear the shield. I just and this is something that I'm not saying like coronavirus isn't something we should take seriously, but like if like real shit goes down again, we're so fucked as a population because it's like, hey, the best thing to do to fight this virus is to just stay indoors, to just stay away from other people, stay indoors, protect yourself, protect your family, and that's all we got to do, guys. That's the easiest. Like that's all we have to do. People are like, fuck you! You can't tell me what to do. I'm going to every park that it's now closed. And it's like there was a guy that did that over Easter weekend. He literally went to every park and took a picture of himself doing it. It's like, you're a fucking asshole, dude. You're
the
an
best
asshole.
was
You're that guy.
I don't know if it was yesterday or when it was, but today I was seeing all the stories of mom gets arrested at a park. Like, well, if you look at the full story, she's on the playground equipment or letting her kids on the playground equipment. It's obviously marked off. You're not allowed to do it. They had torn down the sign. Cops come and go, ma'am, you need to stop. Take your kids off them. The park is open. You can walk around the park. You can't use the playground equipment. She basically tells the cops continually to go fuck themselves, so they arrest her.
And then
for
those
trespassing.
Those are the people that are like,
just
I didn't do anything. I can't believe it. It's like, dude, you were combative.
And now, and so many people online are like, this is tyranny, blah, blah, all this shit. There could be better spent on the resources, time better spent with the resources. Yes, there could be, but you're being a fucking asshole. And all you have to do is not be on the playground equipment. Just tell your kids to play in the patch of grass right over there. They're kids. They'll entertain themselves.
Yeah,
it's fucking fine. But you have to make a point, and you want to be a martyr.
I'll show you. Yeah, no.
I got arrested for no good goddamn reason. No, the reason was the cops asked you to do something 17 times.
You kept trying to test him.
Continually said no.
You kept trying to push his button and test him. Those are the same people that, like, when a hurricane comes and they're like, hey, we're shutting down the beaches. There's a guy like, oh, hell no, I'm going to go surfing. And then that guy has to have the Coast Guard use the resources that could have been used to go help somebody that really needed them. The Coast Guard's got to go risk their lives to go out and save the fucking asshole surfer guy. It's going to prove to everybody he can go out and surf whenever the hell he wants. And it's like, dude, just chill the fuck out and abide, man. The dude told us, and Big Lebowski, just fucking abide. I'm not saying that we're going into a dictatorship where the world's going to tell you, like, you have to wear face masks at all times forever for the rest of your – like, hey, we have this fucking global pandemic. Can you just, like, help not spread it? Just don't be a fucking asshole. The people at my pool, like, every time it's sunny outside, the 10, 12 people at my pool that gather and it's just hanging out. It's like, can you guys just fucking chill out and not, like, you don't have to go, like, you could spread out, but they're not. They're hanging out. They're getting in the pool. They're doing all this shit. It's like, you guys are being part of the problem and not part of
I need to work on my tent.
You have a balcony. Lay out in a fucking chair on your balcony and you can fucking get the same sun, man. Sun works the same everywhere it is.
But people can't see me there.
Like it's my favorite thing lately has just been to watch the people like, they are infringing upon our rights as Americans. And you're like, no, dude, you're just being a douchebag. Like, it's one thing they're asking you to do to help the rest of the world. I get you don't give a fuck if your mom or dad or grandfather passes away because you've already said, fuck it, I'm going to hang out and go wherever I want to assemble because I'm an American. It's like, they're not shutting us down. They're not taking away our civil rights. Like, we're not getting arrested if we go outside. They're just like, can you just be cool for a second and, like, maybe help spread the disease of this fucking terrible virus that kills people a lot? It's killed more people in a month than the flu has killed in the last year. So, like, okay.
Because you have a great view of your pool. I'm going to need you to buy some balloons. Fill those bitches up with water. And don't do it. Don't, like, throw it and then just stare at them. Lob one when they're not looking and have it land right on them. And then just, when they're looking around where it came from, you can duck down so you can't even be seen or whatever you want to do, or just act like it's not you. But just start water warfare on these fucking assholes.
I think that only works like once or twice because then after a while they're looking for it.
Okay. Let them look for it. And once they're looking for it,
I gotta make
that's when you make it obvious.
Yeah. It's kind of a shot, but I'll give it a go.
That's what I'm saying. You got to sling it. You might even want to get a little bit of a slingshot to help you out.
And now I'm investing a lot more money.
But I mean, you're 4 stories up, so all you have to do is put a little bit of an arc, and that thing's going to travel.
I don't hate that idea.
I think you could make it.
I think I could. I just don't know how accurate
Or you just get a powerful super soaker.
That wouldn't make it, I don't think. It'd have to be
from
super
that
powerful.
No, I'm saying you get a powerful one. You put a lob on it.
I don't feel like spending the money on a powerful one.
Yeah, water balloons are cheap.
Oh yeah, because you waste money on important shit all the time.
I'm trying not to right now, dude. I'm trying not to. All right, I've been buying Hot Wheels cars. Those are important. Those are important things. Alex's Race Wars every single night at 5:30 on my Instagram. If you haven't been watching, they're absolutely electric. And then
you got a sponsor for that, so that was a good investment,
dude. Shout out to Pluckers, man. They're paying me to race Hot Wheels cars. Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought? Look at us.
Not me.
Look at us. Who'd have thought we'd be here? Not me. I'll tell you that much. Alex's Race Wars on Wednesdays we go at 6:30, but also just because we have to go a little hour later on Wednesdays, it's Wacky Wednesdays, which means we race backwards. So right after we get done with this podcast,
Is Black 45 going to keep the
Black 45 won 5 in a row. Dynasty. Most ever. All right. Yeah, the Face Master Comeback Kid, and I'm probably not going to take him to like work, but like I don't really go out. Like if I were to go to a store now, I feel like I'd take my mask and I'd throw that bad boy on. If I am just going to go into the office, no, I'm not going to do that. And I don't think that there's like, like I didn't see a lot of people wearing them at work with me. So like, I'm okay with that. But like, I don't know. Like I understand they're just telling us what to do, but it's like, just respect the fucking exercise. Just abide for a little bit. They're not taking away our guns. They're not taking away our fucking rights right now. They're just trying to prevent people from dying, which I don't think is the worst thing ever, Moving on. You disagree? Okay. Well, moving on is kind of on the same thing. Gyms and beaches, because those are also, I think Georgia is opening up gyms and beaches. And I know we were talking about flattening a curve. If you want to see a curve get unflattened real fast, open up beaches and gyms because it's going to go right back up. It's going to go right back up. Like, hey, where's the best place you could spread a virus? Probably a gym where everybody touches the same shit. Great idea. Let's do that. And I saw bowling alleys was even bowling alleys, I want to say, are even opening, which is like bowling alleys are like non-essential, or they're not essential at all. Like, but like a bowling alley is like one of the dirtiest places ever on earth, regardless of where.
I mean, if you had your
brand new bowling alley is probably the dirtiest place ever still. On its own.
It's still pretty dirty, but if you had your own ball and your own shoes, I feel like you'd be okay.
You're still going on the little thing. Like, I don't know. There's so many things everybody touches at a bowling alley. It's like, even if it's just like you're picking up your ball, it's rolled all over what everybody else has touched.
You just put on gloves, and I think you'll be okay.
I guess. I don't know. I just think it's weird. It's just funny how like some people are like some places, I guess, are just like, we're going to open all this up. And then others are like, nope, we're in complete lockdown. And it's like, why don't we just chill out in lockdown for like everybody should have been able to stay in a solid lockdown for a month, and then we'd be okay right now. But we weren't able to do that, so we're gonna.
I get it for businesses though, when they're like, listen, if I don't open soon, I'm
not
going
anti-business,
under.
Obviously, but like,
I'm not mad at the business owners for opening shit up just because they're like, if I don't like, if it's a small gym, like if it's just a local gym, and they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it because if I don't, I'm not gonna make rent and my business is over. But if you're like fucking Planet Fitness or 24-hour or whatever the fuck those are.
Or 24-hour who's not getting you to pay them. They're still billing you. They're just gonna, when you cancel your membership, they're just gonna give you however many months this takes plus whatever it was. And it's like, that's the worst argument ever I've heard.
That, and beaches, like if a beach opens up and I see 2,000 people on there, I hope a tsunami hits that beach.
You know who also thought it was a great idea to open the beaches? The mayor from Jaws. And how'd that go?
I hope sharks attack all the beaches.
We don't hope shark. We're an anti-shark attack podcast, actually. But
I think we can make an exception for this.
Actually, okay. Especially the people that take off their gloves and just throw the gloves on the ground. And
I want land sharks to attack all the people on the land.
And but from 6 feet away and just berate them and be obnoxious towards them.
No, I want the sharks to attack them on land.
All right. Then I think was that our final comeback kid? No, you had one, Pat.
Yeah. The Red Sox wrist slap. So the judgment came down on their cheating shit, and they got basically a 10th of what the Astros got. They lost 1 second-round pick. Their manager can't coach for a year, which they already did. Nothing against the GM. Yeah. They said, it was mainly the camera guy. And so they got fucking nothing done to them compared to what the Astros got. The GM did, like, the manager and the GM didn't know what was going on. Like, okay, bullshit. So you say the manager didn't know what was going on, but he's banned for a year.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the Astros, what did the Astros get? 2 first-rounders taken away?
Yeah, they're definitely first-rounders.
And the Red Sox got 1 second-rounder. Like, okay, fuck you, Major League Baseball. Like, the Astros are going to tear some buttholes open this year.
I mean, if the Yankees don't.
I mean, I don't want to hear another apology out of the Astros after this. Did you be like, you know what? We said our bit.
Have they really apologized
now?
though? If you think about it, I don't really think they have.
I think they over apologized.
Okay. No, I'm not saying. Like,
that remember, and this was the best. Remember when Cody Bellinger was being a little cunt, and Carlos Correa told him to shut the fuck up, and he did because he probably realized, we're being shady too, and I should shut the fuck up before it comes out.
Yeah.
And you haven't really heard a lot about stuff since then.
It is crazy that the Red Sox are absolutely.
But yeah, just the Red Sox. It's nothing. Oh, your manager who.
Like, I didn't know about this honestly until you brought it up, so that's pretty crazy.
And you lose a second-round pick, and that's it. And nothing else will come from it, and the Yankees won't get anything either.
Well,
or
the
Yankees
Dodgers didn't get accused of the same thing, so.
Yes, they did.
Not to the extent of the Red Sox.
Yes, they did. To the exact extent of the Red Sox.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. We'll cut that part.
All right, so now let's move on. I had to.
No, I feel you. We'll move along to why don't we move on to the WWJD segment where you guys throw Jesus into a situation in modern times, and we will tell you how we think that he would have handled said situation. You can send us your submissions at Pass the Grady Pod is our Twitter handle. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. Use the hashtag PTGWWJD to at Pass the Grady Pod. That's how we find them. And this is one of those where it's lost us some listeners, but we said we're going to do the What Would Jesus Do segment until you guys quit submitting stuff. I was even getting towards the end of it, and then I got you. I think I said something the other day, and you guys started hitting us up with WWJDs. So pretty stoked about that. We were gonna do it with Cliff Hogg, and then we pulled back at the last second. I was just like, I don't know if this is the best place to do a WWJD.
Yeah, you don't want to put him in the situation.
I didn't want to exactly. I was thinking from his perspective, but this is our What Would Jesus Do segment.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If you wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
This week's WWJD comes from our good friend Michael LaChapelle at Mike_LaChapelle. That's La Chappelle, as in Dave Chappelle on Twitter. Mike says, when they come out with NCAA 2020, what position would Jesus' created character be?
I mean, the obvious answer is quarterback, right?
Jesus is a quarterback.
But no.
I thought he would be a quarterback.
No.
Robert, what would you think Jesus would play as an NCAA football player?
He'd be defensive end, defensive back. One of those two things.
Nope.
I definitely wasn't thinking that.
They hit people. What time do football fans pray the most? End of a game field goal. He's the kicker.
You think Jesus is the kicker?
Jesus is the kicker. Because how many times are you sitting there going, please, God, just let him hit this field goal for the love of God. That's all I need. Please. That's when football fans are praying.
Yeah.
Jesus not going to crack under the pressure.
The only thing I think ruins that argument is what position did Tim Tebow play?
He wasn't Jesus. He was a follower of Jesus.
A lot of people say he was.
Tim Tebow would have set up the game-winning drive for Jesus to knock it through the uprights.
I think Jesus is number 15, one. I mean, just because you can't be 316 as your number. But if you could be 316.
Not yet, but eventually we're going to move to triple digits.
3.16 is what he would be. But I think that Jesus would be number 15 and Jesus would play quarterback.
Which is very popular take and understand why, but I'm telling you, I think he's going to be a kicker. That's when most people are praying.
That's a good one.
Especially end of game point spread covers. People are praying.
Okay.
And Jesus is not going to crack under the pressure. So not only would he be a kicker, he'd be an elite kicker.
He'd be the most elite kicker.
Yeah. Like he would make Vinatieri look like a bag of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he would, wouldn't he? I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And yeah. But I don't know. We're going to have to agree to disagree. I think I understand your argument. I'm going to say Jesus should be a quarterback. Robert's going to say defensive end or defensive back, and Pat's going to say kicker.
I think the defensive end is just a terrible take.
I don't know, dude.
Jesus is not going to assault people.
Really? Because Jesus could gobble up offensive players like he gobbles up your sins when you sin. Maybe think about it that way.
Is Jesus going to cause pain on another human?
No, but he's gonna be like the Andrew Luck of like defensive ends, though, where Andrew Luck would always get sacked. He's like, "Great
Doesn't
hit,
matter.
nice hit, great hit, great, nice job."
Jesus comes off the blind side and sees
and
a
peace be
quarterback
with
dead
you.
in his sights.
And peace be with you.
Jesus is not gonna hit a
But
quarterback
that's like
in the
the
back.
most like alpha move ever, though. If you just like lay someone out and then you're and peace be with you.
It's funny, but it's still Jesus is not going to inflict pain on another human.
I respectfully disagree. I think he could
So
be
now
all
you
three.
think he's going to be a D end?
I could see him being a D end. I think he would be a quarterback, but I could also see him being a kicker too. So I'm open to all of these ideas. I think it was a very good question, Michael. And but this
Maybe
is a video
a punter,
game.
the
This
most
is a video game, though.
non-confrontational.
But this is a video game created player, is what he's asking us.
Yeah, and Jesus is going to knock it through from 70 yards out.
You don't think Jesus like when you make a creative player, you want to play with a guy every other you want to have him as like a main player on the offense or defense, not a kicker.
Yeah. If it's a creative player, maybe he wants to play.
You're right.
As
In
someone
real
who
life,
can hurt someone.
Real life,
in
he'd be a
real life,
kicker.
he'd be a kicker. In the game, he's going to be a quarterback.
He's gonna be a quarterback.
I mean,
he's gonna be number
Trevor
15,
Lawrence
and he's
already
probably gonna
has
play
the
for
long
Florida.
hair.
That's
No.
true.
Jesus
gonna go
will
to
play at
Florida.
Notre Dame.
He's going to Florida. He's going to Florida.
Really? He's going to go to
Church.
Florida where there's
Catholic Church has
arrests
done a
all the time?
lot of stuff that Jesus.
The Catholic
may
Church
look
is
down
the
upon.
only religion that can be traced back to the times of Jesus without any offshoots and other people putting their own input on the Bible.
Yeah, well, you think after they lost their women's basketball head coach, he's going to go play at a school like that? I
Yes.
doubt it.
Yes.
Oh, Muffs got lost out there? That was her nickname.
Jesus
They
would
called her Muffs.
100% be the quarterback at Notre Dame University.
I disagree.
Not even debatable.
I disagree. Jesus is going to Florida like Tim Tebow did.
Oh,
gonna
we're
walk
all
on
the
water.
meth heads and the people are fucking doing that bath salt shit? No.
And Tim Tebow. Yeah, he's going to go where all the sinners are so he can heal them, bro.
If
do you
Tim
not know
Tebow
how
couldn't
Jesus
save
works?
them, neither can Jesus.
Do you not know how Jesus works?
Tim
He's
Tebow was
there
on
to
a
heal
team
the
with
sinners.
murderers.
They won a national championship, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's a perfect combination.
No.
A
No.
little salty
Or-
but sweet.
Quarterback
At
of
the same
Notre
time.
Dame. Final answer.
Disagree. He's going to be a quarterback regardless. Pat's kicker argument is erroneous now.
You want to say he's going to go to Holy Cross?
No, I'm not going to say
Good,
that.
'cause
They're not a big football
That's
school.
bullshit.
Yeah, Michael LaChapelle. Shout out to Michael. He's awesome. Michael's actually a good buddy of mine. He's a Sam Houston State graduate. He's a Sam Houston State alum with me. And then we've gone to a couple of Battle of Piney Woods. He hangs out with me and my pals Brandon and Diane quite a bit. So it's good to have Michael writing in to the podcast, buddy. Let's move on. All right, this is going to get heated, I feel like this is going to be a very contentious mock draft. This is our final mock draft of the season. Do you guys even want me to tell you the standings? I feel like I have to, but all right, if you guys are gonna twist my arm about it. Last week's results, though, I won the mock draft of Hostess and Little Debbie's snacks. I got 49% of the vote. That's a lot, guys. That's almost half. You guys, Robert, you had 32% and Pat had 19%. So I guess that gives me another win. If we're looking at the season standings, I have 5 wins. Remember, 3 points for a win, 1 point for second, none for a third place finish. I have 19 points on the season. In second place is Robert Barbosa with 2 wins and 9 points. In third is Pat with 2 wins and 8 points. So, fellas, this is a runaway. This is a runaway.
I have to beat Robert
a week 17
to get a
game.
tie. If I
Or
win,
if you win,
if
you'll
I
beat
win this
him.
week, I beat Robert. If I get second,
I would
Robert
love
gets
it if
third,
you
we
guys
tie.
tied. I would love it if y'all tied. That'd be hilarious. I would actually
love
like
to
it
tie
if Robert got
too.
second.
He's
and then
a
Pat
great
got
man.
third.
Yeah, I know that's what you like, you piece of
I would.
shit.
Shut up, Pat. Fuck you. All right. This week we did a mock draft, or last week we did a mock draft of Hostess and Little Debbie snacks. This week, Pat's suggestion was a mock draft of condiments. Now, because you were in last place last week, Pat, you get to go first, followed by Robert, then me. There is no snake draft in mock draft season. We just go Pat, Robert, me, Pat, Robert, me, Pat, Robert, me, Pat, Robert, me. Pat, with the first pick in the mock draft of condiments, what you going with, bud?
Being that we're in Texas, I got to go with the sauce that makes the favorite meal of Texas go. I got to go with barbecue sauce.
barbecue sauce is
Barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had it up there. I didn't have it as the first overall.
I couldn't respect myself if in Texas I did not pick
barbecue. I get it,
sauce
and I mean, you
one.
guys haven't been doing well in the mock drafts either, so I wouldn't expect you to have the best mock draft as like the first pick either.
Okay.
All right, Robert, what you got, buddy?
There's the obvious one, but I think I'm gonna regret it if I don't take ranch.
I was hoping you would take ketchup.
I was between barbecue sauce and ranch.
I thought ranch would have been one no matter what. Like, I'm a little like there's ranch or ketchup.
I was torn.
And the fact that ketchup fell to me at 3, like I just have to take ketchup. Ketchup is the most popular condiment, I feel like. So like I'm gonna take ketchup. Like there's just like I can't not take it in the first round when it's available and I have the third pick.
Mm-hmm.
Pat,
that's a good
back
one.
To you then, bud.
I gotta go with hot sauce.
That's a good one.
You gotta have some hot sauce with you, man.
Trying to get the black vote, huh? Okay, Hillary.
I don't know how big the black vote is on Passive Gravy.
We've got a couple of people.
I'm just saying. But hey, it's not a black vote thing. Everybody
I know.
knows hot
He's
sauce.
pandering though, also, but just
No. This isn't specific because you get everything. What's your favorite hot sauce?
I don't know. I like to try a lot of different hot sauces. I think the Cholula is what we've got right now, but I'm also a fan of is it Mike's Red or Frank's Red Hot? Yeah.
Those are my top 2 as well. Cholula 1, Frank's 2.
I don't like I guess Frank's Red Hot is pretty good.
Tabasco is overrated garbage.
I like Tabasco, man.
There's no flavor.
I've just always had Tabasco, so like I throw that on some eggs when I want a little bit of spice, but not too much.
Now, green Tabasco I can fuck with.
Okay. Robert, what about you?
I don't really have one. Maybe like Valentina, the Hispanic one.
Sounds good.
Well, yeah, that's I was gonna be surprised if you didn't go with Valentina. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, but I don't really have hot sauce on anything.
Are you Pat one of those people that's like I want to get the spiciest hot sauce
No.
I want to get the butt burning sauce.
My
No,
brother's like that.
I'm not one of those people. I can't deal with extreme heat.
I just want to burn my taste buds.
I don't want heat. I don't want heat for the sake of heat. I'd like to add a little heat that can enhance the flavor, which is why I don't like Tabasco. It's just heat. There's no flavor.
I like Cholula because it kind of pours out as opposed to Tabasco. You gotta kind of shake it and you get little dabs of it throughout. It's like if you have a taco, you can just make a straight line of Cholula. Whereas with Tabasco, you got to be like, blip, 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 blip.
I've got one of the big bottles of, like, normally a Tabasco bottle, it's like that. I've got one of the, like, I don't know, half-liter bottles of Cholula. That's not right.
So
but
hot sauce.
It's one of the big ones.
Your pick in the second round, Bobby Jokes. What you got, bud?
All right, I'm gonna go mayonnaise.
Mayo.
Great one.
I'm gonna go
mayo. All right.
Can't have any aioli if you don't have mayonnaise. It's the base of all.
Mm-hmm.
And also, apparently, mayo is the most popular condiment in the United States.
Is it?
I read that too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go salsa. Does salsa count as a condiment? Salsa counts as a condiment, right?
It counts.
Bitch, I was about to be right there.
You can't man. I'm gonna go with all the Texas staples. Yeah, I'm gonna go hot. I'm gonna take salsa then. That's the Texas staple.
I thought
right
I had that as a steal in the third round.
There's no way it was gonna fall that far. Salsa as a third round pick. I would have been just mad at all of us.
I was hoping you guys weren't thinking.
Oh, we're thinking. I got my thinking cap on, buddy. See
all
this?
right.
My thinking cap.
Next, I have got to go with honey mustard.
All right, question here. Honey mustard / mustard, like, what are we going with? Is like
2 completely different sauces.
I think they're different sauces.
They're different? Okay, because I was going to say, if somebody took mustard first and then you went honey mustard, it's a totally different game.
And by the way, there's different, like, you can't just say mustard. It's honey mustard, there's spicy mustard, and there's yellow mustard. Those are all very different condiments. I'm going with honey mustard.
Okay, honey mustard. All right. I'm just making sure. I didn't want to say anything until somebody drafted one of those.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know some people consider mustard as a whole category.
No, they're all worlds apart.
Argument. All right, Bobby Jokes, your third pick.
All right, I'm going to go with relish.
Relish is a good one.
That's I love relish.
By enough people is my
It's
issue.
not. Not enough people love relish.
I was a late in life relish guy. I always thought it looked weird. It looked kind of gross. But when I started working, I worked part-time, and I would run high school football games. And then I eventually started calling high school football games. And we would call, like, I called, like, most Texas City high school games when Deontay Foreman and his brother were at Texas City before they went to UT. And they always, in their press box, like, the food they were always 100% to have that was free for the press was hot dogs. And I went through so many little, I just was like, you'd get bored. So I was like, I'll try relish. And I was like, this relish is amazing. Like, why have I not always been a relish guy? Like, I don't
relish?
like hot dogs with ketchup. No. Hot dogs with mustard, a little bit of relish on top. Oh my goodness.
Hot dogs, you got to have the relish, mustard, spicy or regular. You can go either way. Add a little celery salt. That'll take it to a whole nother fucking level, man.
Celery salt. Okay.
Celery salt.
Okay.
That's a trick I learned from my dad.
Celery salt not too long ago. I think Emma got some at the store.
Dude, throw that on your hot dogs next time you go for it, bro.
All right.
Changes the game.
Relish. That's a good pick, Bobby Jokes, in the third round. What am I going to go with here? Okay, I feel like this is honestly surprising. This hasn't been taken yet. Sriracha.
I'm not a big sriracha guy. I think it's okay, but I understand the pick.
It's an okay third round pick, I think.
I've never had it, so I thought it counted under hot sauce.
No, it's different.
I've never had it.
It's a much thicker sauce. There's hot sauce and then there's sriracha. It's different.
It's like in college when I burnt out on ramen my freshman year, where like I was literally just like, I'm going to live off of ramen, like they always tell you college students do. So I was like, a lot of times it was my breakfast and my lunch and my dinner. But then after a while, you run out of, like, you're just like, okay, I'm not going to just use the packet. The packet tastes the same no matter what. And then I would just buy random, like, seasonings to throw. Like, I'd throw some seasonal in that bitch, some Tony Chachere's. I'd throw some sriracha in it. And sriracha I always was, it was a good little combo with some ramen. So sriracha, I'm going to go with that just because it reminds me of college.
You should try it, Robert. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan. I don't think it's bad. I think it's overrated for how many people love it. But it's okay. It's worth trying.
Okay.
It's the consistency too. It's very different from hot sauce, but you get the heat too. So it's nice as a sauce. You know what it is? You mix it with mayo to make a sriracha aioli. That's what you do, Mr. Mustard.
Pat,
mayonnaise.
Are picking your final pick of the draft, bud.
This is tough.
There's so many options.
There really is. And I know I already took one, but I can't go without doing it. You got to go spicy mustard, man.
Spicy mustard? Okay.
Yeah, you got to
back-to-back mustard picks.
There's nothing that completes a bratwurst like a nice spicy Cajun
or a sandwich.
Mustard.
I'm always like a spicy brown mustard guy on
brown
sandwiches.
Or brown mustard. That's
spicy brown.
Yeah, I know I took honey mustard, but like I said, they're two very different sauces. And I could not respect myself if I got 4 picks and I didn't pick the main one that I put on every sandwich I make.
All right. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. All right, Bobby Jokes, back to you, bud.
There really are more options than I thought there would be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
I was thinking about it.
Sauce.
That's soy sauce, man. It's good. The crazy thing is when you're putting this list together and you start thinking about, like, when you think condiments, you think mayo, mustard, ketchup.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was like, when you first suggested it, I was like, well, fuck, how many are we gonna be able to come up with?
But then, like,
and then I was like, wait, there's like 4,000.
Well, also, there's ranch, there's honey mustard, and then as you start to think about it, you're like, shit, all these things are condiments.
You're right. Which this is mine. Just taking this as the last pick in the draft because I knew I was gonna have that. Anyways, I think this is an absolute steal in the 4th round. It's something we've all used, but it's not like it doesn't come to mind first when you think of condiments. Chocolate sauce. You put in some ice cream, sprinkle a little chocolate sauce on that bad boy.
It's an ice cream condiment. Yeah, that's a good one.
Chocolate sauce, that little squeezy bottle. Everybody had the Hershey's chocolate squeeze bottle. Like, nobody was ever going to complain about, like, oh, we got the, like, if you have any, like
well, I'd say that's more of a milk condiment. Because everybody made I'm with you. I didn't really use it on ice cream growing up. I made chocolate milk homemade chocolate milk all the time.
That
That's
too.
what my Hershey bottle was
That
for.
too. But the best is like when you make it, like when I would get ice cream, you'd scoop a couple of scoops and then you just drown it in chocolate. And then at the end, you're just scooping chocolate into your spoon, which is the best part of it.
See, I was a sprinkle guy. That's what I put on top of my ice cream as a kid. We always had sprinkles.
Sprinkles are kind of dumb.
But my ice cream was already good for what it was. I just wanted to add a little flair.
I get you. The chocolate milk, you always got the little, like, but you always, I feel like you always, it's like with body wash, where I always argue, like, I'm more bar soap over body wash most of the time because you waste too much of it. But, like, when you're putting it in milk, like, you could just get, like, the Nesquik stuff. You put the powder in there, you stir it up, it all turned into the milk anyways. Or you just bought the chocolate milk, the already chocolate milk. But, like, if you put the syrup in it and everything, like, then you always have that like big like drip of it at the bottom of it where you're just like
exactly, and then you get a nice little just scoop of chocolate at the end of your chocolate milk. This has nothing to do with why I was over 300 pounds, guys.
I think chocolate syrup is gonna be my chocolate syrup is
that's a good one.
Final pick. So
that's a good one.
To just recap our mock draft of condiments, Pat had barbecue sauce, hot sauce, honey mustard, and spicy / brown mustard. Robert had ranch, mayo, relish, and soy sauce, and I had ketchup, salsa, sriracha, and chocolate syrup. I think I won again, guys. I don't want to like be biased, but I think I won again.
What might hurt Robert is the I'm not even gonna say so much the relish because I think it's very underrated. There's a lot of people out there that
there's an anti-relish crowd, and I think that's gonna hurt. But the mayo,
no, the anti-relish crowd is. There's a very big anti-mayo crowd, which I don't understand.
You picked two though. Like there is a very big crowd for both of those. Like, and I think that they're insane to be anti.
And now that we've said that, Robert's going to get 78% of the vote.
Although, like, a little life hack I learned is if you're ever making a grilled cheese sandwich or any sandwich you want to heat up on a pan, you throw a little mayo on the outside of it, like coat the outside of it, just do a light little spread of mayo. It just makes it that nice crispy golden color of it.
Before we go to honorable mentions, I want to take a moment to shit on the online community of lists of condiments. I know me and Alex were talking about this beforehand.
Yeah, dude.
HuffPost has
sometimes you like to look. It's like looking at a mock draft of your mock draft, basically.
Yeah.
You want to see like, okay, what are the people taking?
Huffington Post had salt, which that's a spice.
We discussed that. Yeah, we were like salt and pepper, and I was like, is salt one? Because like technically, like I would have probably taken salt fourth, just because like it's a throwaway. But it's like salt goes on everything, so like that's not really a condiment. As like they're not like granules that you spray, you pour on something, you know.
The other one that I saw that pissed me off, which I didn't tell you, was they listed butter on one of them. Butter is not a condiment.
That's just part of it. Butter is part of it.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, you're reaching to create a 20 fucking slot list.
You had 18 in that instance, and you're like, wow, salt.
Yeah, so I just want to go to that now.
Salt, and some was salt and pepper. And there's never any that said salt and pepper, which is what I was here for. They just put
salt and not pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Like, get the fuck out of here. All right, honorable mentions.
This is never like I would have never like won with it, but cane sauce I have as like
I absolutely adore cane sauce. Or if you've ever been to College Station and had it, Lane's sauce
it's not
even better than Cane's.
Not better than Cane's. Wrong.
Yes, it is.
I thought Robert was gonna take this gravy. Never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone has been screaming at their computer or their phone, wherever they're listening on. How the fuck did Pass the Gravy not pick gravy?
Because we're not pandering, guys.
But also, I don't consider gravy's not a condiment in that way. Gravy is gravy.
Yeah, I understand that. And that was the large reason that I waited so long. Honey is a good one. Is guacamole a condiment? I was having that argument with Emma.
No, because
like
I also think because queso is also not a condiment.
Agreed.
And now people will go, well, you took salsa, but salsa is more than just a dip. Salsa is salsa.
You have like salsa ranch. You have like salsa, all kinds of stuff.
Which is what they call Southwest Ranch. You mix that in.
But fruit jams.
You're all fine with that. What'd you say?
Yeah, jams.
Fruit jams, like.
Yeah. So I guess on that way, you could put peanut butter, but peanut butter and jelly, I couldn't pick it because I don't consider that a condiment for me.
What about wasabi? Wasabi. I wasn't gonna draft it. Wasabi and horseradish were at the bottom of my list, but like wasabi, like you can't.
Great ones.
And I just recently realized how you're supposed to do wasabi. I always thought you were supposed to like take a glob of it and like spread it across the sushi when you're doing it. I didn't realize until fairly recently
psycho?
that you just put it in the soy sauce and you're supposed to mash it up.
Who have you been eating sushi with your whole life that you've never seen that?
My parents and my family.
Your parents are psychopaths too.
They're not.
I didn't. I almost took this with the fourth, but I couldn't just because I already had hot sauce, which is weird because I took 2 mustards.
Yeah,
Buffalo sauce.
Buffalo sauce.
Buffalo is so good, man. Buffalo drives the world.
Because I feel like a lot of ours, like hot sauce, mayo, sriracha, mustard, soy sauce, like those go on a lot of different things. Like that doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Buffalo goes with everything.
Not everything. There's a limited amount of things you can put buffalo sauce on.
Man, you put it on your chicken tendies. You put it on your fucking chicken wings.
Mostly chicken is pretty much.
I'll use buffalo with pork. It's much more limited for the normal person, but yeah, I get it.
What about cocktail sauce? Cocktail sauce, does that count? Even though I already said horseradish and ketchup.
Yeah, because that's the 2 combined. I would have accepted cocktail sauce. I also had marinara.
Oh, marinara is a good one. I always felt like there's a place called Captain Tom's out in Katy, and it looks like a boat. That's one of my favorite restaurants in the entire city. But my dad and I we would go there when my mom would have a bunko group. Sometimes on Thursday, like every couple Thursdays, she would have a bunko group. And when I was in high
Mom's friends are coming over. We got to get the fuck out of the house.
No, she would go to bunko, and then my dad would be like, "Y'all want to go to the boat?" We always just called Captain Tom's the boat because it looked like a boat. And I remember my mind just being absolutely blown when my dad taught me that horseradish and ketchup makes cocktail sauce. And I was like, oh, what? And then I realized I could make my own because they had little scoops of horseradish sauce or horseradish and the ketchup. And I was like, I can just make it as spicy as I want. This is the greatest idea ever. This is awesome. I felt like a fucking scientist every time we went to the boat. But yeah.
Also, now we just have to say all of the Chick-fil-A sauces. Obviously Chick-fil-A
ranch is the best.
Szechuan. Their ranch and their buffalo, man. I love that buffalo. And I love the original. Polynesian's really good, but I never get it.
Yeah, probably because you're not Polynesian.
I wish I was.
Don't we all?
I love Asian culture.
So, yeah, that was our mock draft of condiments. Actually, that was a really fun one to wrap up this season.
I feel like that was a great one to end the season on.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where the votes go on Friday. Make sure you go cast your vote on our Twitter poll. We're going to put up at 1:30 on Friday throughout the weekend. All right, guys, let's move along to our not cool segment now. You know what's not cool is when I know a lot of you guys have been stuck at home a lot over this quarantine, or maybe you're one of those essential employees. And one of the biggest not cools for me is like a smelly car or home. But luckily for you guys, we got the perfect fix for that. It's Little M air fresheners. If you're one of the lucky ones who can still go shopping online, then go and check out littlemshop.com. All orders are 20% off until further notice. Use the code HOMEBODY at checkout. And as always, there's free shipping when you spend $10 or more. So you get like 5 air fresheners. Boom. You get free shipping. And with 20% off, why wouldn't you go and do this, guys? Like, they got some awesome stuff that you can get to help you get through this quarantine. If you're missing your friends, let them know you miss them by sending them something from Little M. They now have $2 PDF postcards that are easy to just download. It's $2. It's $2. Everybody's got $2. You playing games on your phone or on your iPad, you're spending $2, I guarantee, on all those. All you Candy Crushers out there, if people still play Candy Crush, I don't know if that's still a thing. Maybe it is. But you go and get one of those Little M postcards. They get the PDFs, the greetings from my couch. Those are pretty funny. And send it, print it out, send it to your pal. Let's let them know you're thinking about them while you're stuck in quarantine. They've got lots of low-priced items that are both fun and useful. Air fresheners to freshen up not only your car, but any space you have. I know a lot of you guys have stinky homes, like we were just talking about. And they also have hand-painted journals to document this super crazy time that we're living in. They have prints to decorate your new home office and stickers to give your kids to shut them the fuck up. LittleMShop.com is 20% off your orders when you promo code HOMEBODY. That's promo code HOMEBODY at checkout. Free shipping on orders of over $10 or more. LittleMShop.com. LittleEMShop.com. The best air fresheners in the entire world. The official air freshener and journal and sticker and keychain sponsor of Pass the Gravy podcast. All right, let's get to our not cool segment. And here we go.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
I'll go first with my not cool. It's technical difficulties. The Rod Ryan Show has been going 5 hours as of last Wednesday. Shout out to the Rod Ryan Show. If you guys are listening in the morning, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. now on 94.5 The Buzz. You can hear it in Houston or free on the iHeartRadio app. But we've been going 5 hours now, and Rod and Tessa, because we're social distancing, so they're broadcasting from their homes. Well, yesterday we got into our 9 o'clock hour, our next to last hour now. Everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden, things just started cutting out. And then it became the Alex and Chili show for a little bit. And I can't really go. I'm not really going to go into too much detail because it's too much well, because the ISDN wasn't working and the access wasn't.
I've already lost interest.
No, but it's I could do that. I'm not going to explain all that stuff, but it's just in the middle of everything happening, just everything just kind of cut out. And it was what is going on? What is going on? And I'm in the studio running the board by myself. So then I'm okay, no, that's cool. We're just going to play music. And okay, no, we'll just play another song. While we figure, all right, we'll play another song. Okay, cool. We're going to play 4 songs. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. And then I had to come on at one point, hey guys, it's Alex. Just letting you know, we're still working on this. Trying to figure this out. Technical difficulties, but we should figure it out soon. Hopefully we'll be back.
You should have called me, man.
Later.
I could have guest hosted with you and Chili over the phone.
Well, so Chili and I sort of pretended to take over, and then Rod called in, and right when Rod was signing off, Chili was hey, and we really appreciate you coming on the Alex and Chili show, man. Really appreciate that. You've been a great guest.
Yeah, I saw some of that stuff.
He was our first guest on the Alex and Chili show. But just me and Chili being there, it sucks. And I know everybody's using the internet now, so it's it's so easy for the internet to get bogged down. And at our company, all the people working at home are having to log on remotely, so it's bogging down all of the internet. And then apparently there was some issue with the fiber in our network. Yesterday there was some accident that tore apart the fiber cable, so they had to rebuild a bunch of stuff. And it was it was the perfect storm, really, that just kind of happened. And it was all within the 2 hours that we were going extra on the show. And it worked out okay. And then this morning we thought it was all fixed. I showed up early, tested with Rod, got on. Rod and I were talking back and forth before we got on air. I was all right, hey man, there's the intro. I'm about to turn you on, and then you can just talk to everybody. I'm gonna play the Ed McMahon, and now Rod Ryan. And I did that, and nothing happened. And I was that's weird that I was just talking to Rod. Nothing's happening. So I turned him off. I put him in queue, which means I can hear him, but he's not going over air. And he's still talking. He didn't realize he wasn't on the air. And I was this is bad. Uh-oh. And luckily, Tessa had recorded her segment, so I was able to play that. Then I was able to do my segment, then hit a song. Then I came back. Chili and I did the first little break we did, and then we figured out how to get Rod on the air. So we were able to have Rod on for everything but the first segment of the show today. Just technical issues where it's nobody's used to working at home right now, so one little thing like that throws you off, and it's stressful. It's stressful. It's chaotic. And you just got to kind of realize this is out of my control. This is connected. It's not disconnected because of me. Once I realized it's not on my end, okay, we're going to work to figure this out, but it's not anything I did intentionally, So technical difficulties just fucking suck. Whether or not it be Wi-Fi
disagree.
or whatever,
it was 100% your fault.
Technical difficulties fucking suck. So that's my not cool for this week.
All right, I'll go. And I just thought of this one too. When this is over, it's going to be hard to tell when you meet a guy for the first time if you respect him or not. Because now that we're not going to have handshakes, how am I going to instantly know if I respect you, whether you have a firm handshake or not?
That's actually a really good point.
Because there's nothing worse when you meet a guy and you go in for the handshake and he gives you the limp fucking noodle instead of a firm handshake, and you grab his hand and there's nothing there. He's not even fucking squeezing your hand back. And you're just oh, this guy's a fucking communist.
Have you ever done the thing where you're shaking a couple of people's hands and maybe you're oh, hey, what's up? Hey dude, what's up? And then the straggler friend comes in and you're kind of half-assing it. And then I'm like I've done it before where it's like you shake like the third, fourth guy's hand and you're like, oh, dude, I wasn't even really trying on that one. That guy probably thinks I'm a bitch.
Never done that.
Well, just
Always,
sometimes
like,
you catch them like
even
a
the third
weird
one,
spot.
like,
If it's like a
you
high
still
up,
give it a
it's
little,
a
like-
high up handshake or whatever, or like a weird angle, and you're like, that guy probably thought I had a fucking like.
At the very least,
that
you
guy
give the
thinks I'm a
squeeze.
pussy. No, because sometimes there's the guys that give you that like hardcore squeeze where you're like, are you trying to break my knuckles? Like, what are you doing?
No,
And then I'm
those
like,
guys
yeah,
are
you're an
tryhards,
alpha,
no.
but like, chill, dude.
There's firm. That's what you're shooting for in a handshake is firm. You're not trying to
Emma's
break
a big
their
fan.
hand.
Emma's a big fan of firm. You know what I'm talking about, fellas.
He's
Mattress?
talking about his penis.
Firm
Oh, I thought you meant mattress.
Firm mattresses, exactly.
Yeah, no, but like that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Or like when this is all over, I'm still giving handshakes
I'm gonna give handshakes too, man.
because I don't know any other way to introduce myself as a man.
I
When,
know, like,
when
we
you
love
meet someone,
Fauci.
it's respectful to give someone a handshake.
We love Dr. Fauci, and I get it. I'm a Fauci fan myself, but I saw he was like, we need to get rid of handshaking when we come back to normal because we've also eradicated a lot of these issues. And he was like, well, the flu is down. The common flu is down. The common cold is down because of this. It's like, also, we socially distanced for like 3 weeks, so people aren't interacting with people. So, yeah, that probably helps in most situations. If we were all just far away from each other at all times, I bet a lot of diseases would not be spread. So that's like, I'm going to shake people's hands. I'm going to shake people's hands. I'm not going to touch my eyes right after.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shitty people that get far in situations where they shouldn't because we can't find out that their handshake is bullshit.
There are times where, like, if you
bad.
have a consistent shitty handshake, you can tell a lot about somebody. But I don't judge somebody on one handshake.
Oh, I will.
So depending on like what, but like I've given the bitch handshake before, not intentionally, where you're just like, hey, how's it, like, you know, you're reaching across, like sometimes the things are awkward, you know.
I mean, if you're reaching around things and you're just like, yeah, that's one thing. But like, this is kind of fucked up. Maybe the most disappointing moment of my life is there was a baseball coach that I had, and it was actually my brother's baseball coach, but I knew him. And when I went to go take private lessons from him as well, I went in for the handshake one time. And this dude was awesome, like fucking muscular, badass dude, really fucking cool, knew his shit, played ball, was awesome. And I went in for the handshake one-on-one, and it was the limpest of the limp noodle handshakes I've ever gotten in my life. And instantly I didn't respect the guy anymore.
You're like,
and I'm 16 years old.
You're the worst now.
I was like, wow, that's disappointing. I don't want to take this lesson from you for the next hour. It was fucking terrible.
So you're not cool, huh?
That's the first one.
Okay.
The next one, the bank right by my house, the Bank of America that I go to, back behind the building.
You can't wear handkerchiefs in.
No.
They won't let you wear a mask.
There's one.
Tried to go in with a ski mask.
Drive up. There's only one drive up ATM. So I pull up to it the other day, and there's a person that's in line for it. They're not even pulled up to the ATM. All I have to do is deposit some cash. So they're sitting there.
Don't hit you're about to punch so many fucking Alex trigger buttons right now.
Oh, wait. So there's
I'm a big shot clock guy. I think we should have to have a shot clock at the ATMs.
Exactly. And I'm waiting because I'm like, maybe they're just getting their stuff together before they pull up to the thing. 20 seconds goes by. I give them a little quick.
Oh my God.
Beep. I just give them the beep. They don't fucking move. Another 15 seconds goes by. I go, beep. They won't fucking move. Like I said, they're not even pulled up to the teller. You could get out of the way. There's room for you to get out of the way so I can go. They won't fucking do it. So I fucking drive around them, and I go up to the front of the bank where I have to get out of my car to use the teller up there. Not 10 seconds after I get out of my car and walk up, I see them drive past. They didn't even use the fucking
No, they
ATM.
were doing it because you honked at them. They knew what you were doing, and they were like, fuck this guy.
All you have to do is get out of my way. Like, why are you doing that if you're not even using the ATM? Why are you blocking it, you gigantic pile of human fucking shit?
Now, I have been the guy before that's like you're done at the ATM, and like especially now, like I went the other day and I had to put hand sanitizer on and all that shit, and like I was cleaning off my card just because you don't know where that shit's going. So like I was taking it out, and then I looked and I saw somebody pulling in behind me, but then I pulled up and made sure I could pull to the side so I could like finish putting everything away first. But it's like I am like at the ATM. It's like it's the same thing to me at like the grocery store when you have the person that like decides they're going to pay with card at the last second, and then they have to go dig through their purse for 5 minutes to find their card.
Oh.
And then it's like, dude, you knew you were paying, right? Like, you knew you were going to have to pay. Why would you not have your method of payment ready to go? Or like the check person that hasn't written, like, which we don't run into as much, but every now and then you'll run into a check person. It's like, you knew you were writing a check, but you didn't think to like fill out the first couple of lines beforehand. So now you're going to fill out the whole goddamn check. You knew the date, right? You knew the date. You knew where you were spending the money. Just fucking start doing that. Like, it's not that hard to do. You can fill in the money right at the end of it when you get your number, your total. But it's like, I have been a huge arguer for, we should have shot clocks on ATMs. You get 45 seconds to a minute. If it takes you if it takes you longer than 60 seconds, let's just go 60 seconds. If it takes you longer than 60 seconds to do any transaction at an ATM, you got to go to the back of the line and start over again. I'm sorry. Like, there are people, like, I've been behind where they're actually at the ATM, and it's like, how do you take 4.5 minutes at a goddamn ATM, man?
It's infuriating.
You put your card in. You type in your fucking 4-digit code. Do I want to withdraw? Do I want to deposit? Done. It's not that hard. There's really
if you're depositing cash and it keeps spitting the cash back because you haven't properly unfolded it, then you have to fucking turn around and try again. Like, I've had it done where, like,
I wish it would lock you out.
And then one of the bills will come back. Because it's not going to send the whole stack back if only one of the bills is fucking up. But if you keep trying it and won't go in, that's on you. You have to hold that bill now.
That's a good one, dude. Like, if it like, seriously though, you should be able to, and I like take pride and, like, I'll look at the clock when I'm getting into it, like, to an ATM when it's my turn. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And, like, if I can get in and out in like a minute, I'm gold. I'm 100%. And I probably most of the time I would say I'm 90%. I can get in and out of an ATM in a minute.
Here's the thing though too. I'm paranoid when I'm pulling money out. If it's a couple hundred or whatever, I always make sure immediately too, I count it before I even put it down, so that, like, say if there was a discrepancy, it's still within camera view of the ATM camera. So, like, if I had to dispute,
have you ever got too much?
You can see me. No,
I got too much one time. I can't remember what I was pulling out, but I got an extra 20, and I was like,
you got some wings.
I just kept.
All right, so that one pissed me off.
I think it's funny when people get mad at like when people get arrested for, like, well, the bank accidentally put $1 million in your account and they spent it. You should have known that wasn't yours. It's like, also, yeah, hey, if I accidentally overdrafted or my card got stolen and I accidentally overdrafted, you know who doesn't give a fuck? The bank. Fuck you.
Yeah,
bank.
but if it's $1 million, don't
fuck up.
Like, you know that's not yours.
Dude, the bank.
Okay.
If the bank can fuck me over, then when the bank fucks up, that's not on me. It's not on me.
Yeah,
I can spend whatever I want.
That's not how it works.
Fuck the bank.
With money.
Fuck bank.
My next one is Sunday. I believe it was Sunday when I was driving into work. It was when that crazy fucking rainstorm blew through. So I'm driving to work in the morning, and I'm on I-10 where normally I'm driving 75, 80 miles an hour. I can't go over 45, 50 the entire drive in because the rain's coming down so hard I can't see 100 yards in front of me. The wind's blowing so hard I can see the rain that's on the ground
field, Fox.
blowing across the fucking highway. Everyone's got their flashers on because you can't see shit. I get to work within 20 minutes, the rainstorm has passed. It was only during my commute. That just pissed me off. Like, that one wasn't bad, but, you know, it is what it is. My main one that pissed me off just as bad as the ATM one. I go to order, so those, you see people wearing them now, those sleeves that go around your neck that you pull up to be a mask. It's called a gaiter.
It's like a fishing thing, huh?
Yeah, fishing, hunting, all shit like that. It's called a gaiter. So I go on Academy.
Face shield.
And
Hadamio taught us last week, right?
I go onto Academy's website for the one right by my house. And I'm looking through to see if they have any, and one of them goes limited stock left. I go, fucking cool. This is Monday. I go, I'm going to order this. And it goes, once you order, you'll have to wait for a confirmation email. I was like, cool. I'm going to order it. I'm going to go home, take my nap. On my way back into work, I'll pick it up. I order. I take my nap. I wake up to an email that says, oh, we canceled your order because we don't have it in stock, actually. Sorry about that. I go, well, then why the fuck do you say you have limited stock? So I check their website, and now their website says out of stock. I go, all right, whatever. The money's being refunded. Tuesday morning, I go back on their website again. I find a different one that says we have some limited stock. I do the same exact thing. I go home, I take my nap, I wake up. No, man, we're out, so we're canceling your order. Fix your fucking website.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, this shouldn't continually happen where it goes. And the worst part was the second time when I ordered, it goes, hey, we only have one left in stock. We've got this one, so if you want to order it, we have one. So I order it, and then they go, we lied. We don't have one.
Lols. It lols you.
Fuck you, Academy. So now I've got to wait somewhere between, it's going to be 5 to 10 days until my shipment even gets shipped for one that I had ordered online. And then who knows how long it's going to take to actually ship. So now I got to continually wearing bullshit cloth face masks that are uncomfortable.
T's and P's, bro.
Yeah.
T's and P's.
I feel like I drive this segment every week. I'm very good at getting angry.
Somebody tweeted us this week. I was like, how many fucking not cools does Pat have every week? Sorry, bro. I think it was DL.
For someone who really hates people that always play the victim, I seem to manufacture a lot of
You are the victim
problems.
a bunch, yeah, apparently. Robert, what is your not cool or not cool?
Bring us home, Robert.
I mentioned it earlier when I was moving my storage unit. So I figured it was going to rain a little bit, so I brought like a tarp to put over my table that I was bringing.
Right.
But as I was driving, the tarp came off while it was raining.
Oh.
So my table got wet. So I had to pull over and try to adjust the tarp and the table all while it was pouring rain. And I was soaked and I was cold.
Yeah, that does suck.
And I was cold.
That cold, like wet. Yeah. There's nothing worse than being like cold and wet.
Yeah. And like I was wearing
As
jeans
most women
too.
that have ever been with me know, right, fella? Right, ladies?
And I was wearing jeans, so like the denim just got like really heavy in this.
Dude, is there anything any material that's worse than being like in jeans or any sort of denim? Like that is the worst wet material ever, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like wet jeans. Like if you're walking, like I remember in college, like walking to class, if you had jeans on and it was raining a little bit, you had to go through a puddle. Like fuck. Like
what am I working out right now? This is bullshit.
Yeah, like the bottom of my fucking jeans are gonna be wet all day. This is the worst, and they take like 74 hours to dry for some reason. I don't know why. That's just part of denim. They never dry actually, so like it's the worst.
Have you ever jumped in like a pool or anything while in jeans?
Probably.
Yeah, I have. It's weird, but it's also like, all right, this is something. I don't know what's happening, but it's happening.
This is happening.
Why is this happening? I'm not sure, but it's happening.
It's an event and it's going on
with it.
So that's your not cool. That's pretty good not cool.
That's my not cool.
All right.
Very good.
Well, let's wrap this bad boy up with the answers segment. Now, if you guys have any questions at all, there is no such thing as a stupid question. Cut Pat.
Just stupid people.
I was going to mute him. I know Mundo liked it.
I was about to say, I was waiting for the mute right there, and you didn't get it in time.
Wait,
you
what?
muted me, didn't you?
I did now. Now we did. Now he muted Pat. And, that's weird. He's so upset right now. He's so upset that we've muted him. But this is the answers segment. There's no such thing as a stupid question. But nope. He tried to say it there. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So we encourage you, if you have a high thought, if you have something you see on a billboard, something you see on the interwebs that you were like, hey, what is the gang at Pass the Gravy? You have to say that. Pat's so mad right now. If you have a question to submit to us, hashtag PTG Answers to @PassTheGravyPod on Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, you should probably get one. But you can also email them to us, answers@PassTheGravyPod.com. That's how we'll get them via email. But we do look at Twitter first. Hashtag PTG Answers to @PassTheGravyPod. I'm at Alex J. Milton. Robert is at Robert Barbosa03. Pat doesn't have a Twitter anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Pat is at not Pat Dion. And this is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question. What's the question?
Any questions?
Okay, tonight's answers question, today's answers question, this week's answers questions. Our first one comes from our podcast son, Skylar Lester.
Oh my God, it's Skylar!
at OMG, it's Skyler's second time he's weighing in on this podcast. Skyler says, how many birthdays are there? Are there 365 or a million?
Neither.
I don't know, because I think like birthdays.
There's 366.
Oh.
You forgot about the leap year.
Touché.
This is what I'm here for. Your
Touché.
papa has to teach you something from time to time.
Yeah. I feel like there's more of like a million, because like a million people's birthdays, like individual dates.
First of all, it'd be like 3 billion.
3 bajillions.
No, it'd be like there's like 3 billion people on the planet. No, there are 366 birthdays. There are many people
That
with
have
individual birthdays.
So there's 366.
Yeah, there's 366 birthdays.
I'm fair with that. I'm cool with that. That plays.
Yeah.
Good question, son. Good question. Scott.
Never forget about the leap year, buddy.
People don't forget. Yeah. Danielle Weston at Danny_Weston on Twitter says, do centaurs slap their own ass when they go to do centaurs slap their own ass when they want to go faster?
Not when they're running.
Their back half is horse. I got a
Not when
text
they're
message,
running.
By the way. Shout out to John Harvey. He's part of the West Ham, the Bayou Ironworks West Ham group. He texted me today, and I just want
out of the blue.
I'm just gonna read this. I sent this to the group chat that we have with Robert and Pat and I, and he said, although I've never met him, I feel like Pat would be a superb centaur.
I appreciate that.
That
and
was
I
it.
agree.
And I was like, hey, John, you're not wrong. You actually have the build of a centaur. Like, you have the, like, upper body of a centaur. And, like, yeah, I get it.
So I feel like
That's a compliment almost.
well equipped to answer this as a potential centaur.
Yeah.
Not when running will they slap their own ass, but when they need to increase in the sexual area, a centaur will definitely slap their own ass to increase
sexy
volume.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, just when they say faster, I'm gonna.
That would be really funny if you were
myself.
watching like a centaur race and they're just smacking themselves on the ass. They get the whip.
Or like there's a centaur race and they actually do have jockeys and you say them like, God damn it, Jim, I fucking know.
Knock it off. Yeah, they get really mad at the
Quit
jockey.
hitting me.
I think yes.
Like, why
I
are
think
you
yes.
there? I'm sentient. I know what's going on.
I'm
Why are you
sentient.
hitting me?
Sentient centaurs. You got to worry about those.
I think we just named the episode.
Writing that down. Sentient centaurs. I think they do. I think they do.
I think it's only when they need a boost in sexual performance.
I think though, but that's helping them go faster. Robert, you got to break the tie on this one. What do you think?
But here's the thing: like, if you're running aerodynamically, they're pumping their arms too. If they're turning around to slap, that's fucking with the aerodynamics of the race.
We have a fairly.
I don't think they are.
We have a fairly new listener that like will hit us up sometimes, and he was DMing me. He's like half of y'all's questions and the answers thing don't even make sense. And I was like, yeah,
it's
man.
more than half.
He started on like one of the Boomerang episodes that we were doing recently.
Oh god!
And
man,
I was
you just
like,
gotta
well,
give up on
that's
those. I did.
That's kind of an enigma, man. Like you can't really. That's not all the questions. Although we are big Boomerang. If you got any Boomerang or Ladle questions, hit us up because it upsets Pat, and I love it. So we're all aboard. Everything you throw is a boomerang.
Would I be considered the boomerang truther, or are you the boomerang
hater?
truther?
I'm the boomerang enthusiast.
You're the boomerang truther.
Pusher. Yeah. So it's a no then. You don't think?
Yeah.
you don't
No,
think.
they don't slap their
Okay,
own ass because
we'll
that's going to
agree to
fuck with
disagree.
aerodynamics of
But
the
I
race.
get it. I get it though, Danielle. That's a good question. Our next one comes from Renelle Gallardo at Renelle Gallardo on Twitter, and Renelle says, why is SpongeBob the main character if Patrick is the star? And it's star with 2 R's because that's how Patrick's star was.
Because he's the breakout star.
Like
But
SpongeBob was
that's
like,
usually what happens in shows. You have the main character, but then someone's always the breakout star.
I think that's the case, honestly. And like really, without SpongeBob, Patrick is just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like Patrick's interesting on his like with himself, but like you have to have the SpongeBob narrative, or else like Patrick's not that cool. And then Squidward, like. Fuck Squidward, dude. I hated Squidward. He was a dick. He was the worst neighbor. Like,
if you were to watch it now, though, you would like. I relate with Squidward.
If you don't think I watch SpongeBob, dude, like, what is wrong with you? I just
Also-
think like Squidward's a fucking asshole, man. Oh, I play the
That's why I like
clarinet. I'm not cool enough to play the saxophone. When I was in band for the 1 year I was in band that my parents wouldn't let me quit, I wanted to play saxophone because I think saxophone's like the coolest instrument ever. if you throw a saxophone, like I always say, if you throw a saxophone in any song,
Google
it's the greatest part of it.
Sexy sax man.
Right. Well, I was like, dude,
It's
I'm
just
gonna
a dude
get so many
playing
chicks so I can
Careless
play
Whisper
saxophone.
in the mall.
Right. Well, that's the goat of the saxophone song. So I was like, if I think it was 6th grade at McConnell Middle School in Atlanta, I was like, yo, if I can play saxophone, I'm gonna score chicks, because that's where I was at that point in my life.
Most people think sports, but okay.
I wasn't great at sports. That's the thing. It was hockey, and hockey was in Atlanta, so like not a huge draw. But I was like, well, if I can play saxophone, like more like saxophone, am I right? And I realized very early on, if you were in the McConnell Middle School band, you had to learn how to play clarinet first. And I was like, well, fuck that shit. I don't want to do this. And I remember telling my parents, I was like, I don't want to do band anymore. Like, well, you started something, son, and you have to finish it through the year. And I was like, that's dumb. Okay. And then
it's hard to tell your mom, I only started this because I thought I was going to get a blowjob, and now I realize it's not going to happen, and I don't want to do it.
I had to leave that part out.
You could have told your dad, and he would have been like, all right.
Disappointed, but he gets it. But like then we moved to Texas, and my brother joined the band when he was in 6th grade. And I think he played trumpet, I want to say. I don't remember what he played. But he was like, I don't like this. I think band's stupid. I want to quit. And my parents were about to let him quit midway through the year. And I was like, no.
You cut your brother?
No. Do you remember when I wanted to quit in Atlanta and you guys wouldn't fucking let me quit? And my parents were like, you're right. We do remember that. And I was like, if you let him quit, then you're basically saying you like him more than me. And they were
I'm sure they do.
And so they let him quit.
I mean, I get it. And so they let him quit, and then
you have to understand.
They didn't let him quit. They didn't let him quit,
fair.
and Will had to do a whole another fucking semester in band, and he hated it. And I was like,
it's
fuck you,
not
Will.
fair, but
Fuck
the
you,
first
'cause I had to
child
do
is
this,
always the
fuck
test
you.
child.
No, I was like, you told me you're gonna make. I'm not a quitter, and you don't raise quitters. And if you're letting Will quit, then you're telling Will he's a quitter.
But
so
it's
like,
band. You can quit band. It's not a real thing. It's band.
Believe me, that was my argument.
It's not a sport.
That was my argument when I wanted to quit. But when
There's so many band people right now that hate me.
Then when somebody else wanted to try it, yeah, I'm dating. Emma was a band was a band girl forever.
Band nerd is what it's called.
She's not a band nerd. Emma is a band babe. Band babe is what we call her. You've seen Emma. Emma's a band babe. So yeah,
she was a band nerd.
She was a band babe. She stuck a flute up her pussy. It's a fact. That's what all band girls do.
I'm about to say, you're talking about an underage girl here that's saying she's a babe, man. You need to calm down.
Hey, that's my girlfriend now, bro. She's of age.
She wasn't
of age.
You're problematic.
I wasn't either at that time, so we're fair. It's fair. As long as I wasn't of age when she wasn't, we're cool. So yeah, Emma just walked. Come here. I was saying you're a band babe, not a band nerd.
Alex is being very inappropriate talking about an underage band girl.
I was talking nicely about her.
Banging band girls. The kids in my band were cool. Like,
that's what they all
Those
say.
are the cool band kids.
Our prom court was mostly in band and stuff.
Did you ever stick a flute up your?
No, I didn't play the flute.
But like you never just had. Like I thought
What
it was
did you play?
everybody at band
I
camp
played the
did
trumpet.
it.
See, just like Will, man, you're with the wrong brother.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Emma, get out of here. Don't give her any ideas. Don't give her any ideas. She was like, maybe.
No, we gotta.
He does make more money.
I need to screenshot Emma's face right there.
Somebody's going to, and I'm gonna be. Yeah, that's gonna be bad.
That was fucking priceless.
All right. So yeah, I would say.
Oh my God.
What was that? I don't remember what the fucking question was. No, we were talking shit about Squidward playing the clarinet, which is a fucking stupid instrument.
Why is SpongeBob the main character if Patrick is the star?
Patrick was the breakout star. We didn't intend for Patrick to be such a star,
and the main
SpongeBob
character
is
doesn't
the
mean
guy.
it's the best. Because
But SpongeBob was the best
Sandy
character.
Cheeks. Sandy Cheeks.
Sandy
She's
Cheeks?
from Texas.
Yeah,
So
I
she was the
disagree.
best.
She was cool, but she was more of I mean, she had boobs. Emma's saying. I didn't judge boobs. I'm not that kind of guy.
She was a squirrel with boobs in
I
a
didn't notice
spacesuit
that
that
because
lived
I don't look at
underwater.
And she had like an air bubble. Yeah, she lived in an air bubble under the sea.
So yeah,
didn't float
SpongeBob
away.
was the main character, but Patrick was
We
the
got
breakout
SpongeBob,
star.
and like he had the best alarm clock in like TV history. He had a fucking pet snail that was really like a dog. Like meow, meow, Gary.
It was a cat, not a dog. You idiot! It
No,
meowed.
it was a dog. No, I'm trying to say it was cooler. Like I'm not gonna say any cat is cool. That's how it goes, bro.
Touché.
But yeah, I would say like SpongeBob was the main character, but Patrick was still a star. We're allowed to say Patrick was still a star.
Or we can just say SpongeBob's the main character because the show was called SpongeBob SquarePants.
That is also a good one. All right, our next question comes from our boy Brett Brandon at Price of a ZJ. Still the best like Twitter handle in the Gravy Gang, I would say. Brett says, if you fart under the covers, it's called a Dutch oven. What is it called when you burp into your face mask?
An Italian bakery.
I like it. I
don't know.
I don't understand it, but I like it.
Neither do I. I mean, why is
Let's
it
go
called a
with
Dutch
that.
oven if you fart?
No, we're gonna Italian bakery. Just
Italian
no,
bakery.
That's it. Like we don't need to get
That was
into it
off
anymore.
the fucking dome.
Italian
too.
bakery is what it is. Italian bakery. I love it. I love it. I absolutely
Proud
love
of
it.
that.
Open shut case right there. Well done, Pat. Italian bakery. All right, our final question of the week. Robert, you want to read it for us, buddy?
Yeah, it comes from Uzi Laura at LIUZZI27.
Uziel.
Uziel?
Uziel? I think so. He's running. You know what I like about Uziel? I appreciate when the Gravy Gang guys put in their like Twitter name what they like their Gravy Gang, and he does that. He says Gravy Gang candidate for Rookie of the Year or something like that, and he's right up there. He's right up there. So who knows? Him and Josh Posados are like the two favorites right now for Rookie of the Year.
Posados.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue, Robert.
All right, and he says, what word would make a good baby name if it didn't mean what it meant? I personally am naming my next daughter Omelet.
Okay, so like we had a question sort of like this a long, long time ago, and it was like, what would sound fun if you didn't really know what it would be? Like waterboarding in Guantanamo Bay, if you had no idea the context of it, sounds like a fun fucking weekend, doesn't it? Like me and the boys were waterboarding in Guantanamo Bay. It's like it sounded like you were fucking water skiing on an ocean. But like, yeah, what is a cool like?
None.
What's a cool name?
There is none. No. I am not in favor of naming children things that aren't names. I'm sorry. Like Apple. It's so cute. No, then you have a 13-year-old named Apple, and there's a piece of shit like me in junior high that's going to make fun of your child every fucking day.
That's what I love when people are like, I can't believe my kid's getting made fun of. It's like, well, did you think naming your kid Rhombus was a great idea? Probably not. Like, you had to know you were setting them up for that.
I named them Cardboard.
I can't believe they're making fun of it.
How could they make fun of little Sparkle? Because you named your fucking kid Sparkle.
What is wrong with you? Yeah. No, I get you.
If you name your kid something weird, at 10 years old, they should get to rename you. And every kid will rename you Douchebag.
I like that rule. I do like that rule.
I
named my kid Candy Cane because Sue was born around Christmas, and we liked candy canes. We call her Cece for short.
Her name is Leaf because she was born in the fall.
Dude, Leaf is like a real name.
Not L-E-I-F.
I have heard of people named Leaf.
I'm talking L-E-A-F, not Leif Erikson, like the Scandinavian name.
It's still a leaf. It's still pronounced leaf.
Leaf.
But if you're Scandinavian, you can. I'm talking about like if somebody who was from fucking Kentucky their entire goddamn life, none of their family is Scandinavian. And
what's the worst regular name? Like it can be an old one. No, I think that's a pretty great name. I was gonna go with Pat actually.
Brent.
Gladys. No, Gladys. Gladys is a fucking trash name.
That's like an old ass name now. Like
Prudence,
that name isn't
Prudence
around
is a good
anymore.
one. Emma just said Prudence,
but
like,
that one's not around anymore either.
But like, I'm convinced that nobody named Gladys or Prudence is born not already 80 years old. Like, you come out of the womb and you're just
like
80.
that name isn't around anymore.
All you eat is tapioca for your entire life at that point.
You know, the worst name has got to be one of the stereotypical white douchebag lacrosse player names.
Chad.
Tad is
Chad.
Chad. Chad gets a lot of hate, but I've met a couple of cool Chads. Brad
Bryce.
is a cool enough name where like we're not gonna hate on that. Bryce is I've known some cool Bryces though.
Actually, like one of my best friends is actually named Bryce. Like I keep coming back to Brent. I don't know why, but Brent just seems like a dickhead. Oliver.
Oliver seems proper. Like I feel like it's like maybe I'm just thinking John Oliver. There was
She's
one
more
kid I
nerdy
knew
than
in high
douchey.
school named Oliver, and I remember he had like one of those Jedi braids. Remember in Star Wars where like Obi-Wan had
Cameron?
that, and I was in German with him, and he had a Jedi braid.
Oh,
He
that
grew
was
out
his
the-
name.
Yeah, his name.
I
was
never knew his
Oliver.
name.
I don't remember his last name, and I don't like. I'm not. He was actually way smarter than me. He was honor roll. He was fucking. I think he went. He like graduated really high in his class, so he's way smarter than I'll ever be. And I'm just hosting a podcast talking shit now. But like, he had a Jedi braid, so I was.
I had
"You're the guy
heard
with
that his
the
brother
Jedi
told
braid."
him if he wore that for 4 years, he'd pay for his college. Who knows if that's true?
Maybe. I hope so. I hope that's the
I-
case.
I think a
thought he
douchebag-
was- I think maybe he gave him just a lightsaber instead.
A douchebag named Cameron.
See, there's cool Camerons though.
All I know is the only Cameron I know I want to fucking punch in the
Dude,
goddamn face.
What about this? Thad.
But there's no Thads. Like, that's not a real name. Nobody names their kid Thad. Like,
I feel
there's
like a
Thaddeus Moss.
Thad
That's
is-
it.
Yeah, Thaddeus Moss is pretty cool. Fuck, you're right.
Think
No,
back
like
this
guys,
way.
like last names for first names. That's kind of douchey, right? Although I know a couple cool Jacksons. Jacksons doesn't count.
Jameson. But that's a cool name.
That's after a liquor. I hardly met her. I barely know her. That's what it is. I fucked that up. What about Robert? That's kind of douchey.
Eli. What a
Shut
dick
up. Shut up.
name.
That's biblical. That's biblical. I'm trying to think. Like, okay,
Derek?
let's not think of regular names that like
Derek?
if you didn't know what it was, like omelet. I'm thinking like cauliflower. I think would
No,
be tight.
I hate you
could call her
instantly
Collie.
for-
You could call him
You're just
Collie.
being a dick to your child.
But if you had to, this is what respect the exercise, bro.
No, but Derek is a dick name.
Dak.
Dak
Dak's
is
really
definitely a
douchey.
dick
Dak,
name.
It's Dak. Fuck Dak. Let's go with Dak.
I'm trying to think of the Bears quarterback's name, but he's so bad I
Mitch.
can't even think.
Mitch the bitch Trubisky.
Mitchell.
Yeah, well, he changed his name. He was like, I'd like to go by Mitchell, so we couldn't call him Mitch the bitch.
Oh, he's Mitch the
Mitchell
bitch
the
forever.
Bitchel now. He's now Mitchell the Bitchel. Like, we can still make it sound that way.
Who else is on the Yankees?
Shut up. No.
Aaron is a strong name. You can't be mad at that one.
Glybar.
I mean, they can't.
That's like an original name. You can't like hate on it.
The same thing with Giancarlo. Like, I'd love to say that's a dick name, but that's pretty
It's
dope.
like
name.
two names in one name, but spelled differently.
Giancarlo.
Giancarlo.
Oh fuck! What's Mac's first name from the Bears?
Khalil.
The linebacker. Ah, fuck no, never mind.
Khalil's a
That's-
fucking dope name.
Yeah, can't get mad at that one.
No, dude. If we're going,
I'm just trying to think of teams I hate and the players
I
that
think
play
cauliflower is a cool name. You could call him Collie. I like that. That's a random one. If you didn't know what it meant.
for. No. Either way, just name your kid fucking Jason or Jessica or like normal. Don't give him a weird name.
Name your
that
son
you get picked
Jessica,
on
guys.
for.
Name your son Jessica and your
Because
daughter
unfortunately,
Jason.
there's pieces of shit like me in junior high that are complete assholes to everyone all
Just-
the time.
that's
And
my
I'm gonna,
favorite.
Like, that kid's
is-
gonna make your kid feel bad.
That's my favorite is when like you have those like, and I hate the people like the parents that are like, my daughter was made fun of by somebody on the internet, and like my daughter doesn't have any Twitter or any social media, but like if you guys could just retweet this and like say one thing nice to her so I could go viral also, like then I could show her. It's like, I know you're not fucking showing your daughter that shit. You just want to go viral and you probably made up this whole fucking story.
You're trying to get clout for making your daughter feel bad.
My daughter philanthropy's class made fun of her for her name, and if you guys could just retweet this and show her that philanthropy's not a stupid name, and it's like, bitch, that's a fucking dumbass name. Why'd you come up with that? Like no, obviously we're gonna make fun of it. It's like if you named your kid Bubblegum, you know they're gonna get made fun of. Just don't name your kids dumb shit and expect them not to get made fun of.
Sunshine. Who can make fun of Sunshine? Any 12-year-old boy.
That's how it is. That's just how it is. I mean, Omelet's a pretty fucking solid one, Uziel. Like that's.
But
honestly,
trust me,
like,
at 12 years old, I could have made fun of it.
Fun of it, but like omelet's fucking good, and you can call like omi, like I fucking love
omelets
that,
are
man.
good. Just let omelets be omelets. They're delicious, and you don't want anyone eating your child.
What would you go with, Bobby Jokes?
I was just looking around what I have here, and the best I could come up with is candle.
You can call it candy.
That's a stripper
for
name,
short.
Dude.
Yeah, but you
You're
know
trying to
what?
raise a
Strippers
stripper.
got to work too, bro.
There's one name that I could never make fun of. Bacon. It's a stupid ass name, but if your name is Bacon.
Dude, you know what? I think we got a winner. I think we got a winner right there.
Bacon.
Bacon is it.
Your name's Bacon. I'm named after the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah, bro. How you gonna fuck with that? Yeah.
Bacon air conditioning Dion.
I guess that's it. So yeah, bacon is our answer. That's our answer segment. Hashtag PTG answers at PassGradePod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pet Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. We're gonna try and do a draft live stream tomorrow. So check us out. We're gonna be on Zoom. Me and Pat, at least, maybe Robert. Who knows? Probably
maybe some other
Robert.
guests. We don't know yet. We'll see how it goes.
Only time will tell. Watch the draft. Hang out with your team. Hang out with the Gravy Gang. We'll be just chilling. It'll be like we're at a sports bar with some people online. That's pretty much what it is. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Give us at least a 5-word review. Just roast us in the comments. As long as you give us the 5 stars, at the end of the year, we're going to give whoever has the best roast of us with a 5-star review. We're going to give you guys the best review award for the Gravies Awards at the end of the year. And hey, anybody's available right now. All right, let's just fucking let's share us with a friend. I appreciate all of you guys. They're like, yo, check us out. Check out Pass the Gravy. If you haven't listened, Brett and Josh Tree for bullying people into listening to Pass the Gravy. I love the Gravy Gang for being polite bullies. Like you're like, hey, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why don't you listen to Pass the Gravy? I love you guys for doing that. Those are the 2 guys that are in the running for MVP again, as well as Todd Voss. But yeah, Pass the Gravy. Go give us a review. 5 stars on iTunes. Roast us in the comments. And anywhere else you can leave a review for us as well. If you want to share us with a friend, please. That is the best way to spread the word and to help give a little wind in the sails of your favorite pirate ship. I'm at Alex J. Milton. Pat's at Not Pet Dan. Robert's at Robert Barbosa. We are at Pass Grade Pod. You guys got anything else? NFL draft. Hey, I said this last year and it didn't work, but like, don't draft Isaiah Simmons, Giants. Don't do that.
Wishful thinking there, buddy.
Don't draft Isaiah Simmons. That would be terrible. Definitely don't do that. I don't want that at all.
Plan out tomorrow. Make sure you get your wings and everything ready for the draft or whatever you're going to do. If you got to, if you're planning on cooking some meat, make sure you hit the grocery store early, guys.
All right. Hey, we love you guys. Y'all be safe out there. Wash your fucking hands until we talk to you guys next week. Pass the gravy. Yeah. Bitches.
You got the weed, I got the light. We can get high together all night. You got the weed, I got the pipe.